Hokage hundreds of millions of rewards. Chapter 101-120. Chapter 101 Susanoo, Tengai Shinsei, Heavenly Obstacle Quaking Star. Left eye, right eye. Looking at the two options on the interface, Shiyu thought for a while. Chose left eye, because of Obito's right eye, but both of them have the same ability, transfer self. After choosing the ability of left eye, Shiyu thought about what ability, right eye, needs to be injected. Open black lens bracket adding earth life close black lens bracket. I don't think about it for the time being. Because this open black lens bracket cupulation technique close black lens bracket is to be used together with open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket, it can change the form of open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket, and it can also be extinguished. Since open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket is not a choice, then open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket Shiyu is also temporarily not considered. After all, if you simply play Black Flame, and you can't change various poses, it won't be fun to play. Moreover, Shiyu has obtained the Two Tails and Journey power, and the blue flame is not weak. Therefore, the final choice falls on open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket. And it is called the strongest demonic illusion open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket. There are two forms. The first type, open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket with lifetime effect, the cooling time can be as long as 10 years. The second type, open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket with continuous effect, the cooling time is only 10 hours. Of course, there is a way to shorten the cooling time of this open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket. That 200 is open black lens bracket Hashirama cell close black lens bracket. And open black lens bracket Hashirama cell close black lens bracket traces its origin, which is actually the so-called open black lens bracket Sage body close black lens bracket. But there is a premise for this choice, that is, he must have yin attribute chakra. The reason is very simple, all demonic illusion need to be dominated by yin attribute chakra. And he doesn't have yin attribute chakra yet. Therefore, if he doesn't get yin attribute chakra in the remaining two chances, then he can only retreat. Have chosen open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. As soon as I thought about it, Shiyu suspended the ability selection of open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket and turned to the second lottery draw. Seeing the reward framed in the frame, Shiyu's eyes widened. It seemed that God seemed to have heard Shiyu's prayer and directly helped him realize this wish. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining yin attribute chakra. After hearing the sound of the system, Shiyu was undoubtedly ecstatic. What do you think? It's so refreshing. If you add this yin attribute chakra, now Tokiyu already has 6 types of chakra. The last lightning attribute is missing. After obtaining the 7 attributes, as long as the talent reaches a certain level, the chakras of the 7 attributes can be fused to create a blood limit and blood elimination. Bloodstains snares. So far in the ninja world, only 3 people have this kind of constitution. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura close black lens bracket. Calm down the excitement. Yu's eyes also fell on Sharingan's ability selection. As for the last lottery draw, it's obviously going to be drawn later. Because he can't wait to get his Mangekyo Sharingan now. Thinking of this, Shiyu also opened the selection interface again. Since I got yin chakra, I chose Kotoamatsukami without any accident. Although he doesn't have Jinchuriki column open black lens bracket Hashirama cell close black lens bracket now, he can choose open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket with the second lasting effect. A dozen hours of cooling time is still acceptable. After making a decision, Shiyu didn't procrastinate either, and directly chose the option of open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket. Next second. There are also two options and a line of words popped up on the interface, please. The host chooses one of these effects. Open black lens bracket lifetime effect close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket long-lasting effect close black lens bracket. You need to use chakra to maintain this effect. Exclamation mark. Immediately after. There are two options on the interface, but the option of left eye is already gray. Can't choose. Open black lens bracket left eye close black lens bracket. Unable to choose, select the condition again. Turn on open black lens bracket Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket open black lens bracket right eye close black lens bracket. Look at the prompt condition behind the open black lens bracket left eye close black lens bracket option. Shiyu's whole person's mood instantly rose. Originally, he thought that open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket additional life close black lens bracket. These three kinds of open black lens bracket pupil art close black lens bracket need to be drawn directly by lottery. But now it seems that as long as he draws the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan upgrade ticket, he can get 2 more abilities, which is really cool. Think about this. Shiyu had to admire the awesomeness of the system. Even if others obtained Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, they could only have 2 abilities. But he can have 4 kinds, which is simply crazy and cool. Persistent effect. The Kotoamatsukami ability was injected into the right eye. The sound of the system also sounded. Ding! The selection of the left and right eye abilities is complete. Next, please choose the weapon of Susanoo. With the sound of the system sound, 7 options appear on the interface. Flowering Star Falling Blade additional skill. Tengai Shinsei Heavenly Obstacle Quaking Star conditions of use. Complete Susanoo 10-Fist Sword additional skill. Sealing Power Yata Mirror additional skills. Ignore all physical attacks Rasenshuriken additional skills. Kamui Shuriken conditions of use. Eyes Kamui and complete sequel Nengu Spiral Sword additional skills. Shikuden Scorch Style Fire Dance Whirlwind 6 Paths Bow additional skills. Indra's Arrow use conditions. 6 Paths Mode Susanoo Warm Reminder. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can be selected once. Looking at the 7 items on the interface, Shiyu was confused for a while. He never thought that even open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket can be chosen, which was completely unexpected to him. When Shiyu came back to his senses, he carefully looked at the 7 options on the interface. Except for the last, unknown option, the other 6 Tokiha want to choose. But unfortunately, the system can only let him choose one. At this moment, Shiyu couldn't help but envy Uchiha Itachi, because he could have 2 weapons. Under a difficult choice, Shiyu chose the first. Because this open black lens bracket Tengai Shinsei, Heavenly Obstacle Quaking Star, close black lens bracket is too strong. And he personally likes this ninjutsu very much. As for other weapons, he can only get it after getting open black lens bracket Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket and lottery. After Shiyu's selection was completed, the system's voice also sounded. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully awakening Mangekyo Blood Wheel Eyes. After the system prompt sound fell, Shiyu's pair of open black lens bracket 3 Tomo close black lens bracket pupils immediately changed to the pattern of open black lens bracket spiral dart close black lens bracket. Then there were more memories in Shiyube's mind, which were memories of the ability of open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. At this moment, Shiyu's mood was extremely excited. Shiyu couldn't help admiring it in the mirror, and after watching it for a long time, his excitement calmed down. Shiyu didn't expect the lottery to go so smoothly. Although the second reward wasn't very heaven-defying, it was what he needed. Immediately after, Shiyu transferred all his expectations to the last lottery draw. He didn't know what kind of surprise the system gave him this time. Please download Feifei. Chapter 102 Inches Akatsuki, Organization. Look at the lottery screen. Shiyu rubbed his hands together, and then started the third lottery draw. Shiyu's eyes were constantly staring at the rotating reward frame, and the final image was a figure sitting cross-legged, with a dazzling white light all over his body. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting elementary sage body. Junior sage body. Shiyu murmured, looking both shocked and disappointed. Shocked that he did get a good thing. After all, open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket is a rare physique. But what's lost is that he only got elementary sage body. In the ninja world, there are only 4 people who have sage body. The first, 6 paths immortal, the perfect sage body. The second, Asura, the advanced sage body. The third, Senjuhashirama, the intermediate sage body. The fourth, Libra sage body, the junior sage body. The person who is still can't completely master the power of the master, like Libra Agumi, will run wild. Because he still can't control the absorption of natural energy. Fortunately, there is a strong enough chakra in his body to suppress, otherwise, he will occasionally run away like Chongo. But this is only one of Shiyu's lost. Second, that this kind of open black lens bracket elementary sage body close black lens bracket is not from open black lens bracket Hashirama close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Asura close black lens bracket or open black lens bracket 6 paths immortal close black lens bracket open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket. Doesn't come from them, so naturally they don't have their chakra. That is to say, Shiyu can't use open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket recklessly. Is not open black lens bracket eternal Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket, nor open black lens bracket Asura's chakra close black lens bracket. If you use it too much, you will lose your sight. Lost is lost. However, Shiyu has already thought of a way to deal with it. Directly in Konoha Lab. Absorba open black lens bracket Hashirama cell close black lens bracket, or Absorba, white Zetsu, cultured by Madara. OK2. White Zetsu. A product made by open black lens bracket infinite Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket in ancient times open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket. But later, when open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara close black lens bracket obtained open black lens bracket Hashirama cells close black lens bracket for cultivation, open black lens bracket black Zetsu close black lens bracket took the opportunity to inject it into a part of open black lens bracket white Zetsu close black lens bracket S body. Because their white Zetsu and Hashirama genes are of the same origin, and their power comes from God tree, so they will not use any exclusion. How can open black lens bracket Hashirama cells close black lens bracket are so easy to cultivate? It's like Konoha. Open black lens bracket Hashirama close black lens bracket none of the cell transplants have been successful, and only one of open black lens bracket Danzo close black lens bracket has been successful. That is open black lens bracket Yamato close black lens bracket. During the Ninja World War, the reason why other open black lens bracket white Zetsu close black lens bracket have open black lens bracket Hashirama cells close black lens bracket, that is because open black lens bracket Kabuto close black lens bracket the guy grabbed open black lens bracket Yamato close black lens bracket and tested it and strengthened open black lens bracket white Zetsu close black lens bracket. Because open black lens bracket Hashirama cells close black lens bracket contain open black lens bracket natural energy close black lens bracket, it will repel the human body, so it is difficult for ordinary people to successfully integrate. But there are 2 kinds of people who can be easily transplanted successfully, those who can control natural energy. A clone with the same genes. Now Shiyu has a primary sage body, so it is not a problem for him to absorb Hashirama cells at all. With open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket have a special ability, that is, they can convert all open black lens bracket flesh and blood close black lens bracket into natural energy, and can also convert natural power into open black lens bracket flesh close black lens bracket. This point Changwu has been used. Everything in the world is composed of natural energy, and the human body is no exception. This ability is actually the low-end version of yang power, which is the same as Tsunade's creation and regeneration. And open black lens bracket Hashirama close black lens bracket can have so much pervert because of this. But open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket is weak because she uses chakra instead of the pure natural energy such as between and Chango. The power of the two is not at the same level. Otherwise, Sage Mode would not have thought so much. Shiyu is no longer tangled. The only thing he has to do now is to go to Konoha. Hashirama cells in the lab. That night, Shiyu also slept beautifully. The next day, when Tokiyu and Naruto were eating ramen at open black lens bracket Ichiraku noodle house close black lens bracket, they were still thinking about how open black lens bracket Konoha lab close black lens bracket to make some open black lens bracket Hashirama cells close black lens bracket. At this time, Jiraiya found them both. Shiyu, Naruto, do you two want to travel with me? Tourism. Quote. Naruto muttered. He didn't know what Jiraiya was thinking about, but Shiyu quickly knew what Jiraiya was thinking. This old guy was afraid that it would be too boring to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, so he wanted to discuss with himself the follow-up plot of open black lens bracket golden lotus close black lens bracket. Of course, there is another reason why he wants to continue teaching Shiyu. After all, in his eyes now, Shiyu is likely to be the one who will change the future of the ninja world. Of course he has to teach it well. The lecherous fairy. You don't want to do the 5th generation Hokage, so you want to run away. Shiyu said. How do you know I don't want to be Hokage? Regarding Jiraiya's doubts, Shiyu said, you are used to the life of Shanyanyahei, and you will never want to be bound and free. Looks like we belong to the same kind of people. Jiraiya laughed. Am I as horny as you? If you're not lustful, how could you write that kind of book at such a young age? At this moment, it was Shiyu's turn to be stunned. Because he can't refute it. He can't tell Jiraiya that he has come through. There are many such stories in our world. Okay, let's get down to business. Jiraiya stopped the topic and said, Shiyu, you just guessed half right. I really don't want to be Hokage, but we are here to find someone who is qualified for Hokage. Who is it? Is she more qualified than a lecherous fairy? Naruto between the words was very puzzled. Because he already knew that the lecherous immortal is one of the legendary Sannin, and that is the strongest ninja in Konoha other than 3 generations. Just when Naruto was puzzled, Shiyu said slowly. If I guessed correctly, it should be open black lens bracket Senju Tsunade close black lens bracket. This, Jiraiya was stunned for a moment, and looked at Shiyu in front of her, before she came back to her senses. How did you know that, kid? It's very simple. In today's Konoha, apart from what you think, the only person who is qualified to be a Hokage is Senju Tsunade, who is also one of the Sannin. After all, she is still the granddaughter of 1st generation. Your ability to collect information is really not easy. Jiraiya praised Shiyu, and then said, since you have guessed my intentions, then you are willing to walk with me. As long as you teach us a few decent ninjutsu tricks, we'll go. Naruto reiterated his reconciliation. Although Shiyu said so, in fact, he had to go this time. Because the second task of the system is to find open black lens bracket Senju Tsunade close black lens bracket and let her become a Hokage. Moreover, Shiyu also wants to learn open black lens bracket healing technique close black lens bracket from the latter and learn some about open black lens bracket Shikatsu forest close black lens bracket. So, what he said was just a joke to Jiraiya. However, for Shiyu's request, Jiraiya agreed without thinking, because he had this intention in the first place. Good. Then let's go. So fast. Naruto exclaimed. Of course. Jiraiya responded and immediately said, Hokage is the Jinchuriki column of our Konoha shinobi village. Naturally, this kind of thing cannot be delayed. After a short thought, Shiyu agreed. As for the Hashirama cell thing, he is not in a hurry. After he finds Tsunade and makes it Hokage, he can get it without any effort and justifiably. Immediately after. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket he set off with Tokiha and Naruto, and in a blink of an eye, he left the hidden village of Konoha. And while they were leaving, in the village of Konoha, a great battle is taking place. Kakashi, Asuma and Kurenai Yuhi face off against, open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket organization. Uchiha Itachi and Kisame Hoshigaki. Woo. Chapter 103 Uchiha Itachi, Debut. Tokiha had no intention of interfering in the battle between Kakashi and the others and Itachi. Because there is no need. Although his first mission is to fight back open black lens bracket Uchiha Itachi close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Kisame Hoshigaki close black lens bracket. But he was not worried at all that the two would run away. First, Kakashi and others are definitely not the opponents of Itachi and Oni. Second, Itachi and Oni's purpose is Naruto. So, as long as he and Naruto stay together, the two will definitely find him. His task will be completed naturally. Moreover, it is also beneficial for Kakashi to be abused, at least he knows the ordinary Sharingan and the advanced open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. But when they were playing hotly, Shiyu and the three of them were talking and laughing. Hey, lecherous fairy. What kind of ninjutsu are you going to teach me? Naruto looks at Jiraiya, can't wait for 2200. Asked. Jiraiya didn't tell him directly, but talked to him about the fourth generation. And while Tokiha and the others were going farther and farther, the battle between Itachi and Kakashi and others ended prematurely because of the arrival of Emperor Guy. Immediately after, they found Jiraiya and the others directly. It must be said that Itachi was not in vain when he was in open black lens bracket and close black lens bracket. His tracking skills are quite amazing, and his psychic beast is the fate of the Raven, which led them to find the three of Shiyu very quickly. At this time, the two of them stood on a mountain peak and looked at Shiyu and the three from a distance. Ghost Shark looked at Jiraiya's unruly back and asked, Mr. Itachi, is that person the one of the legendary Sanin's open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket? Yes. You should be able to fight him, but not me. The gap is too big. The Ghost Shark is very sincere. If we want to fight him, both of us will be killed. Itachi responded, and immediately said, if you are lucky, you can only beat both sides. Even if you find some more people to help, the final result will not change. I have to say, Itachi is humble. His strength should be on par with Jiraiya, and the reason why he says that is because he doesn't want to fight again. And he's been sick for a long time, and fighting Jiraiya again will only hasten his death. Kishimoto did not explain how Itachi's illness came about, but it was explained in the official fanfiction. It's because of the open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket that Itachi has cast on open black lens bracket Uchiha Izumi close black lens bracket for 50 years. Although we found the open black lens bracket legacy left by the 4 generations of Hokage close black lens bracket, we didn't expect that it was the legendary Sanin who protected him. Fighting him, the names of Konoha's Uchiha clan, or Kurigakure's ninja swordsman 7 and 7, are completely useless. Yes. Itachi nodded, and then said, but no matter how powerful a person is, there will always be weaknesses. Voice fell, and the two quietly followed. Meanwhile, in the Konoha medical room. At this time, many British Jonin, Guy Emperor, and Asuma gathered here. And one of the Konoha beauty ninjas, Kurenai Yuhi. They are gathered here because of Kakashi lying on the sickbed, who was tortured for 3 days and 3 nights in Itachi's open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket. Just when they were discussing the purpose of Itachi coming to Konoha, Sasuke just came. He originally wanted to visit Kakashi's words, but Yamaho Aoba that Impatient person accidentally missed his mouth. It's true to hear that Itachi is back. What? Also, I heard he was looking for Naruto. Hearing the words of open black lens bracket Yancheng Aoba close black lens bracket, Sasuke naturally couldn't sit still. Without saying a word, he immediately jumped out of the room. Sasuke is very smart. He knew that it would be difficult to find Itachi, so he directly chose to find Naruto. Time, as long as you wait for the rabbit, you will naturally be able to wait until Itachi. At this moment, the three of them have arrived in a small town not far from Konoha Hidden Village. Jiraiya, the lecherous embryo, left Tokyo and Naruto behind and went outside alone. Tokyo and Naruto went to the hotel designated by Jiraiya to wait. In the room. It's true that the lecherous immortal, going to be unrestrained by himself, even left the two of us here. Previously, it was euphemistically said to take us on a tour, Hearing Naruto's complaint, Shiyu said. Don't worry about him, you just concentrate on chakra. When one day you will be able to summon Brother Wentai without using Kyubi, Nine-Tails chakra, you will become a ninja on your own. Hearing the words, Naruto nodded heavily, and then he began obediently. The practice of condensing chakra and chakra is undoubtedly a long process. But not long after Naruto sat down to practice, there was a knock on the door. Boom, boom. Hearing this sound, Naruto also said, Shiyu, go and see if the lecherous immortal is back. Seeing Naruto who was cultivating, Shiyu did not refuse. Moreover, he has already guessed who is coming. Shiyu slowly walked to the door, then reached out to hold the handle, and then opened the door with a little anticipation. As for the person who came, he had long wanted to meet him. Creeping. The moment the door was slowly opened, the air in the room seemed to be cold. There seemed to be an icy aura infiltrating from the crack of the door. And as the crack of the door opened more and more, a figure came into Shiyu's eyes. At this time, he was wearing a black Yuhi cloud robe, and a Konoha missing nin forehead guard. The most eye-catching thing was undoubtedly the pair of Sharingan on his face. No doubt that he is open black lens bracket Uchiha Itachi close black lens bracket. See you. There was no trace of panic on Shiyu's face, and he opened the door. This is another man wearing a black Yuhi cloud robe who also appeared in Shiyu's field of vision, and the latter is naturally a ghost shark. Itachi and Ghost Shark were also slightly taken aback by Shiyu's calmness. But they didn't tell Shiyu the same thing, their eyes were straight. 5 took over Naruto who was locked on the bed by Tokyo. Mr. Itachi, I didn't expect open black lens bracket Kyubi, Nine-Tails close black lens bracket to be on such a kid. Hearing the Ghost Shark's words, Naruto's eyes finally turned to hear. But what he saw was not Jiraiya, but two people he was extremely strangers to, which made him very puzzled. Especially when the two even know that open black lens bracket Kyubi, Nine-Tails close black lens bracket is in him. This moment, Naruto was a little panicked, and subconsciously stood behind Shiyu. Shiyu, who are the two of them? Just two missing nin. As soon as Shiyu said this, it immediately caught the eyes of Itachi and Oni. They were not stupid, and naturally they could hear from Shiyu's tone that the latter had recognized them. This result was completely unexpected to them. Please download Feifei to see the underlined version of the novel. Chapter 104 Inches Sharingan, Battle. Two missing nin. Naruto murmured, and looked at Itachi and Ghost Shark with a little more fear. Especially when Naruto saw Itachi's eyes, he was obviously no stranger to open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. Mr. Itachi, this kid seems to know us. Between the words, the Ghost Shark's eyes fixed on Shiyu's body, and he began to have a little interest in Shiyu. It seems so. Itachi looked at Shiyu's calm face, and was also a little doubtful in his heart. Ordinary teenagers wouldn't say panic when they saw them, but at least there was a little fear on their faces, but Shiyu didn't. Contrary, it seems too calm. Little devil, then you know the purpose of our coming here. The Ghost Shark said curiously. However, Shiyu's answer made his face angry. You have already targeted QB, Nine Tails, as soon as you appeared, and now you are asking such a stupid question. I said, are you missing Nin in Kurigakure village so stupid? Little devil, be careful that misfortune comes out of your mouth. The ghost shark said in a deep voice, but at the same time it was confirmed that Shiyu already knew their identities. Then you have to see if you have the ability. Hee hee. Guisha lightly smiled and continued, one knowing our identity, you are the first to dare to be such an arrogant kid. Not everyone is afraid of you. Little devil. Don't count on that. The person who protects you, he has already been spared by us, and he won't come to save you in a short time. If you say you're stupid, you still don't believe it. Shiyu responded lightly, and then said, when did I say we need his protection? Ah. The ghost shark who heard the words was stunned for a moment, and even Itachi was stunned. They are wondering why a little genin is so confident. Is he used to being arrogant on weekdays, or is he really talented, Mr. Itachi? I want to slaughter this kid, you're okay with that? There's no need to be busy. Itachi responded, and then said, we just need to take him QB, Nine Tails, away, otherwise we won't be able to get away if we anger that person Jiraiya. That's right. Ghost Shark nodded, his eyes returned to Shiyu, and he continued, little devil, for Mr. Itachi's sake, I'll let you go this time. Now hand over that kid behind you. What the hell do you want to do? Naruto, who was silent for a long time, finally spoke again. Naruto, come with us. That way, your partner won't get hurt. Itachi's tone didn't have the slightest warmth, some was just infinitely cold. I think it's better to cut off one leg first, so that Naruto won't run around. The ghost shark in the echo room stretched out his hand to dig out the open black lens bracket shark muscle close black lens bracket behind him. Quote quote. Hearing the words, Naruto's face was full of surprise. If it wasn't for Shiyu's presence, he would have been at a loss. If you want to take someone from me, I don't think you two can do it. Also. During the pause, Shiyu looked at the ghost shark and continued, for what you say and do, you must pay the corresponding price. Hearing Shiyu's words, Gui Shark and Itachi were stunned. Especially the ghost shark, he has been alive for so long, and he has never seen such an arrogant kid like Shiyu. And, after knowing about them, before Gui Shark could answer, Shiyu was the first to say, but before that, I think you Itachi should reunite with your younger brother, open black lens bracket Uchiha Itachi close black lens bracket. When Shiyu's voice fell, Itachi was also slightly taken aback, he didn't expect. Shiyu even knew this secret. And Naruto, who heard the words, also suddenly realized that after seeing Itachi's Sharingan, he suspected that the latter should be from the Uchiha clan like Sasuke. However, what he is wondering now is who is Itachi's younger brother. It is not only Naruto who has this doubt, but also the ghost shark. Just between the two people's doubts, a voice also came from the other end of the corridor. Uchiha Itachi. Was the same 4 words, but this voice was filled with endless anger and resentment. Ooh. It's really rare to be able to see other Sharingan other than Mr. Itachi. The ghost shark was amazed. He fixed his eyes on Sasuke and asked, Mr. Itachi, is what that kid Shiyu said true? Itachi didn't deny it, just nodded. But I heard that the Uchiha clan were all killed, and it was you who did it. Regarding the question of the ghost shark, Itachi said, because he is not even qualified to die in my hands. Sounds like Sasuke was demoted to nothing, but in fact he wanted to protect the latter. However, at this time, Sasuke could no longer contain the long-suppressed hatred in his heart. Uchiha Itachi. I follow what you said, one hates you, the other hates you and I live. Just to kill you. Sasuke, who finished speaking, roared endlessly. He knew that Itachi was quite powerful. In order to kill Itachi, he used his strongest trick. Open black lens bracket Raiden, Thunder style, Chidori close black lens bracket. At this moment, already blinded by hatred, he rushed towards Itachi with open black lens bracket Chidori close black lens bracket in hand. Along the way, the walls of the corridor were drawn with a crack, which shows the power of this ninjutsu. Boom! With a loud noise, Sasuke's so-called strongest move seemed so vulnerable in front of Itachi. It was directly cracked by Itachi, and he pressed the palm holding Millennium with one hand, and then placed it on the wall. Not that Chidori is not strong enough in ninjutsu. It's that Itachi's Sharingan has been used to the point where he can see through Sasuke's attack at a glance. Naruto saw that his opponent was so strong. Without saying a word, he directly summoned open black lens bracket Kyuubi, Nine Tails chakra close black lens bracket, and opened his hand directly. Ninja Psychic. However, the Indian style in this hand was not finished yet, and it was directly cut off by the Ghost Shark open black lens bracket Kyuubi, Nine Tails chakra close black lens bracket. What's the matter? I can't feel chakra anymore. Just as Naruto was depressed, Shiyu also said, that's the ability of the big sword shark muscle which can cut and eat chakra. Hearing Shiyu's words, Guisha was also stunned. He didn't expect Shiyu to even know about this. Little devil, it seems that you know a lot of things. I know far more things than you think, such as killing a woman who had a crush on you before you became a missing nin in order to keep the mission secret. I'm talking about yes or no, open black lens bracket Kisame Hoshigaki the Kurigakure weirdo close black lens bracket. When Shiyu said these words, the ghost shark was completely stunned. In order to protect the mission of being leaked and killing a companion, it is not new in the ninja world, and this kind of thing is also easy to inquire about. Is absolutely no way anyone other than himself would know about what Shiyu said. But Shiyu actually found out. Can this not make people shocked? Little devil, who are you? Konoha Genin, Takiwa Takagawa. After Shiyu reported himself to his home, Shiyu's domineering and unparalleled voice sounded slowly among the ghosts. Then. Now you need to pay for what you just said and did. Chapter 105 Inches Tsukuyomi, vs. Kotoamatsukami. Little devil. Let me see what you can do. From the tone of Gui Shark's tone, you could hear that he was a little angry. As one of the ninja swordsman 7 and 7 congregations, he was actually looked down upon by a fledgling little devil like Shiyu. The ghost shark who finished speaking wasn't talking nonsense either, waving the shark muscle in his hand and slashing it directly at Shiyu. The face of the attack of the ghost shark, Shiyu did not move. Let the shark muscle fall on his body. Seeing this, the ghost shark once thought that the previous Shiyu was completely bragging. Can someone who avoids even such a simple blow from himself? Shiyu. Naruto also exclaimed in surprise, but the next scene made everyone dumbfounded. Because the open black lens bracket shark muscle close black lens bracket passed directly through Shiyu's body, causing the ghost shark to cut through the air. What is this technique? Because Shiyu's figure did not disappear, the ghost shark ruled out the clone technique and substitute technique. Undoubtedly, Shiyu used Kamui. Naruto was also a stunner, but only Itachi saw a clue. Because this kind of situation is only seen in one person, that is a Fae, the replacement member of open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket, namely open black lens bracket Obito close black lens bracket. In today's Akatsuki, few people in the organization know Fae Obito. Except for Itachi, Nagato, and Xiaonan. Naturally, the ghost shark doesn't know either, because the current open black lens bracket Obito close black lens bracket has not yet become a full member of the open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket organization. But what he never imagined was that Shiyu also had open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. As he said earlier, his luck today is really good. In addition to open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket, he also met 3 people with open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket today. The first one is open black lens bracket Kakashi close black lens bracket. The second one is open black lens bracket Sasuke close black lens bracket. Now we have to add another open black lens bracket Tokiha close black lens bracket. Originally open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket was only suspicious, but after seeing the unusual pattern of Tokiha's open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket, was finally determined. What is Mangekyo's ability? But at this time, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket was extremely shocked. He didn't expect that besides him and open black lens bracket Afei close black lens bracket Obito, there is a third person in this world who owns open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Moreover, at such a young age, looking at Tokiyu in front of him, a thought also arose in Itachi's heart. Is he also a descendant of the Uchiha clan? Although Tokiyu just revealed his real name, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket clearly knows that only those with Uchiha bloodline can switch open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. Why he has this guess? At this time, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket has already performed open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket on Sasuke, and Tokiyu did not stop him. Because this will make Sasuke firm his mind and become stronger. Moreover, this is also buried for his later plans. Mr. Itachi, this kid's writing is unusual. The ghost shark's eyes finally showed a look of surprise in the words, which was an affirmation of Shiyu's strength. He knew that the reason why open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket was inseparable from his eyes. At the same time, at this moment, he and Itachi knew that Tokiyu was as confident as before. It turned out that this was what he was relying on. And while open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket was shocked, the open black lens bracket shark muscle close black lens bracket in Gui shark's hand waved again. But what surprised Itachi and Naruto was that at this time, Ghost Shark actually attacked Itachi. Boom! A knife went down, and a hole was directly pierced in the wall of the corridor. But Ghost Shark did not stop there. But Ghost Shark said while attacking, Mr. Itachi, I have long wanted to compete with you. Have you been in demonic illusion yet? At this time, Itachi was dodging the attack, and he thought, it is impossible for a normal demonic illusion to be attacked by a demonic illusion. Also, why would a demonic illusion see clearly that the current demonic not only knows demonic Itachi, and there is absolutely no problem with sanity? Did Itachi, who was muttering, seemed to think of something, and then a deep shock appeared on his face. The possibility he thought of was, open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukumi close black lens bracket. Originally, he was not sure, but when he remembered that the ability of open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket that Tokiyu had just used was similar to that of open black lens bracket Obito close black lens bracket, he just had to believe that it was possible. Since one of Shiyu's Mangekyo eyes can have the same ability as Obito, then the other Mangekyo eye can naturally have similar abilities to Shisui's Mangekyo. Because his own eyes have different abilities. After knowing what kind of demonic illusion Tokiyu casts, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket is also a way to deal with it. There are only 3 ways to crack this demonic illusion implanted with thoughts, that is to cast a stronger demonic illusion and cover this demonic illusion. Let the caster release or stop the demonic illusion. Means to put this and that, implanted thought. Remove it from the mind of the practitioner. As for the method of killing the operator, it may not be feasible. Because some powerful demonic illusions are forever, even killing the spellcaster cannot be removed. Like, open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukumi close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket obviously knows about this possibility. Just as open black lens bracket Ghost Shark close black lens bracket was about to use ninjutsu, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket suddenly heard a low voice in his throat. Itachi knows that the only way to stop the demonic shark's actions is that he can't guarantee whether he can crack the demonic illusion. But now there is only one try. Naruto is just as stunned when he sees this scene. This Itachi and Ghost Shark are obviously accomplices, why did they compete again in an instant, and now they are standing quietly in the same place. At this time, in the world of open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, Itachi can only temporarily seal the ghost shark and try to remove the open black lens bracket implanted thinking close black lens bracket in his mind. But he found that this is not an easy thing. Fortunately, in the world of open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, time is controlled by him, and the time of a few days is only a fleeting moment. With the efforts of open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket, he finally got rid of the open black lens bracket implanted thought close black lens bracket in open black lens bracket ghost shark close black lens bracket S memory. This thought is to compete with Itachi. The thought implanted by Koto Amatsukami is determined by the caster, just like Danzo implanted in Mifune's mind is select him as the commander of the coalition, and the thought of open black lens bracket Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket left by open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket as open black lens bracket guard Konoha close black lens bracket. However, open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket was able to remove this idea smoothly. In addition to his own strong talent for open black lens bracket demonic illusion close black lens bracket, another point is that Tokiyu stopped controlling open black lens bracket demonic illusion close black lens bracket. Otherwise, this lasting effect open black lens bracket Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket is not something you can crack if you want to crack it. Long-lasting effect. The open black lens bracket Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket seems to be inferior to the lifetime effect Koto Amatsukami, but it is dominant in terms of control. Because he is in continuous control, the caster has been releasing chakra to maintain this effect. However, the lifetime effect is different. Once people notice it, it is easier to crack it if you are skilled enough. Because there is no caster to interfere with you. So say, the two effects of open black lens bracket Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket have their own merits. Please download Feifei to see the underlined version of the novel. Chapter 106 Inches Black Flame, That Never Goes Out. Call. From Itachi's open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket world, Oni Shark also let out a heavy sigh. Because his spirit seems to be very empty now. This is an inevitable thing, at the same time hit two kinds of supreme, demonic illusion, and they are still fighting in his mind. This is undoubtedly fatal to a person. Fortunately, this person is a strong man such as a ghost shark, and it can be replaced by any ordinary person, or even a ninja with a little spirit. At this moment, he must be killed on the spot. After taking a few deep breaths, the ghost shark also asked, Mr. Itachi, I really fell into demonic illusion just now. Itachi nodded, and then said, this demonic illusion is very strong, and it can make people tricked without noticing it. And, it keeps you in reality. Mr. Itachi, thank you for saving me. The ghost shark thanked. Actually, if he hadn't removed his control over you just now, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to crack it in such a short period of time. Itachi's state at this time is not very good, plus Kakashi's one time, he has used open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket 3 times in a row. Hearing Itachi's words, the ghost shark was extremely shocked, and then the gaze that looked at Shiyu was full of fear. He never imagined that this seemingly ordinary little devil would be so strong. Listening to Itachi's words, it seemed that the latter's demonic illusion attainments were higher than the former's. At this moment, he clearly understood the horror of open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. At the same time, the two finally understood what Shiyu said earlier. It turned out that Shiyu was not being a fool, nor was he bragging, but the 200 strengths. Seeing that the two were silent, Shiyu also said again, if you still want to fight Kyuubi 9 Tails, then please send more people. Also, we must have the determination to die. Your name is Takagawa Tokiha, right? At this moment, Itachi has already regarded Tokiha as an opponent of the same level, and, moreover, that kind of a dangerous opponent. Nice. You are strong. Itachi spit out 3 words from the heart. Looking at Shiyu's eyes that restored black pupils, he couldn't help asking. Are you a descendant of the Uchiha clan? If you are interested in this answer, you can investigate it yourself. If that's the case, let's meet again. Voice fell. Itachi was about to leave with the ghost shark, because he knew that there was someone in the dark who had been peeping for a long time. In addition, his current state is not good. The situation is extremely unfavorable for them, and they can only retreat first. However, at this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. Open black lens bracket ninjutsu toad mouth binding technique close black lens bracket. As these words fell, the original dilapidated corridor suddenly turned into a yuhi-colored world. The surroundings were sticky and a little disgusting. Seeing this sudden scene, Naruto was also taken aback. Immediately after, a figure appeared in the field of vision of Shiyu and others, and it was none other than Jiraiya. If you want to leave, you have to ask me if I agree or not. Lustful immortal, why are you only now? Seeing Jiraiya appear, Naruto also shouted angrily. If it wasn't for you just now, I'm afraid he would have cut off a leg and took it away. Naruto. Actually, the lecherous immortal appeared when they started, but he didn't do it. Hearing Shiyu's words, Naruto even said, why? Because he wanted to see if I was bragging. Shiyu's words, Jiraiya was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that his mind would be completely seen through by Shiyu. And this is the reason why Itachi wants to withdraw first. Both of them may not be able to win now, let alone a Jiraiya. Shiyu, you are really smart. Jiraiya praised Shiyu, then looked at Itachi and Oni. Shark. What a pity. Itachi, Ghost Shark, I'm afraid you two won't be able to run today. In the face of this predicament, Itachi still did not panic, and at this time he did not forget to instill hatred into Sasuke. Do you know why you are so weak? That's because your hatred is not strong enough, not deep enough. Voice fell. Itachi said directly to the ghostly shark, follow me. Swish, swish. Immediately afterwards, the two disappeared around the corner. Seeing this, Shiyu didn't intend to block. Because with the strength of open black lens bracket Itachi close black lens bracket, if he runs away with all his heart, he doesn't know how much work it will take to keep him. Because Itachi once made a full-strength shot, its strength is not impossible, but among his Susanoo, there are 2 artifacts, the 10-fist sword and the 8-foot realm. Offensive and defensive, a strong group. Moreover, the strongest flame Amaterasu, Shiyu is really difficult to deal with now. Unless he can master add earth life. Besides, maybe the system will come to them in the future. The person is to clear other tasks, and it's a pity that it's solved now. If that time comes, won't the system be able to clear it? It's obviously not worth the loss for a more difficult task, So why do such a thankless thing? When Itachi and Oni Shark disappeared from Shiyu's field of vision, the system's voice also sounded. Ding! Fight back open black lens bracket Uchiha Itachi and Kisame Hoshigaki close black lens bracket mission accomplished. At the same time, when Jiraiya saw it, a cold snort came out of her mouth. Humph! So far, no one has been able to escape from this, the esophagus of the big toad of Iwasu. Shiyu, Naruto, don't move the two of you. Voice fell, and Jiraiya directly controlled the walls of flesh and blood on both sides of the esophagus to squeeze toward the middle. No doubt that Jiraiya obviously captured Itachi and Oni. However, just when Jiraiya was full of confidence, there was a sudden explosion in front of her, which shocked her heart. Impossible. Jiraiya suddenly spit out 3 words, and immediately went to investigate. However, it was found that a huge hole appeared in the flesh esophagus, at the corner, and there was a flame burning on it. Also, it's black. There is no doubt that it must have been left behind by Itachi's release of open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket, the black flame known to never go out. Looking at the hole reflected in his pupils, Jiraiya was also extremely surprised. Was still sworn just now, but in the blink of an eye, he was slapped in the face. Can't help but feel a little embarrassed. Obviously, he still has the strength to murmur Itachi. I didn't expect them to be able to break through the esophagus of the big toad of Yansu. And what kind of flame is the black flame? Why can it burn the fire-breathing organs of the big toad in 5 pieces? Has the same doubts as Jiraiya, but Naruto is a straight-minded person, and any questions are directly raised. Lustful fairy, what is that black flame? I don't know either. Voice fell, and Jiraiya cautiously came to the side of Heian. Then he took out a scroll and after drawing the seal rune on it, a few stamps suddenly formed in his hand. Sealing technique, sealing fire seal. As Jiraiya's voice sounded, the originally immortal black flame was sucked into the sealing scroll. Okay, that's it. Naruto looked at the direction in which Itachi and Oni Shark disappeared, and couldn't help asking. The lecherous immortal, what the hell are those 2 people just now? They come from an organization called Akatsuki, whose purpose is to collect tailed beasts scattered around the world. Jiraiya replied, then looked at Naruto and added. And they are staring at you. The purpose is the open black lens bracket QB, 9 tails close black lens bracket in your body. Chapter 107 Domineering Jiraiya. In the corridor. Jiraiya's eyes fell on Shiyu and praised. Shiyu, I didn't expect your strength to increase so much in just a few days. By the way, what happened to your move just now? This is the point that Jiraiya wants to ask. In his opinion, the reason why Shiyu can be so embarrassed by Itachi and Oni Shark. The mutated blood wheel eyes are absolutely inseparable. That's the ability of my Mangekyo blood wheel eyes. Shiyu didn't hide it, this secret no longer mattered to him. Open black lens bracket Mangekyo blood wheel eye close black lens bracket. Shiyu nodded, then said, a few days ago, I saw my relatives leave in my sleep. After a lot of grief, my eyes became like this. According to what Uchiha Itachi said just now, this should be the second form of Sharingan Mangekyo blood wheel eyes. And the 2 abilities I just displayed came from these eyes. After hearing what Shiyu said, when looking at Shiyu's spiral dart pupils, Jiraiya also exclaimed. I didn't expect this Sharingan to be able to evolve. Between the words, Jiraiya looked at the seal in her hand with black flame. The scroll suddenly realized. It seems that this black flame should be the ability of Uchiha Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. Okay, let's go see Sasuke. In this regard, Shiyu and Naruto naturally did not refuse. But when they were checking Sasuke's condition, Jiraiya noticed someone approaching, and the moment he turned his head, he saw a big foot kicking him. And it was accompanied by a sound. Power rhythm. Touch. Exclamation mark. No accident, Jiraiya's facade was kicked straight by a sudden kick. But the owner of the foot was behind, and looked at Jiraiya in astonishment. What are you? Was none other than the one who spoke. It was Konoha Blue Beast Might Guy, who was famous for being funny. At this time, Jiraiya really held his mouth and looked at Emperor Guy, which made the latter scratch his head embarrassedly. Sorry, Jiraiya-sama. I actually kicked you directly, because I was in a hurry. This is a corner again, and I didn't recognize you for a while. Are you apologizing? Jiraiya's way. Forget it, it doesn't matter anymore. We have to rush Sasuke to the infirmary, he has broken both hands and ribs. Furthermore, it seems that the enemy's mind was attacked by the pupil technique, and now he has lost consciousness. Hearing Jiraiya's words, Emperor Guy was slightly taken aback, and then Kakashi's figure flashed in his mind. I muttered in my heart, did you hit that trick? After looking at Sasuke who was sitting on the ground unconscious, Naruto worried, the lecherous immortal, Sasuke, is he alright? Trauma is not a problem, it's just that his spirit has been severely traumatized, and I'm afraid he won't get better for a while. King Guy who heard the words also said, Kakashi is still resting in the village because of this trick. I don't know when he will wake up. What even Kakashi-sensei? Naruto exclaimed. He didn't exist as strong as Kakashi and he was hit hard. Naruto, Mr. Guy, you don't have to worry too much. When we find one of Sanin's lords, all problems will be solved. At that time, the injury on Xiao Li's body may also be healed. Hearing Shiyu's words, Guy was also taken aback, and then the woman with the word, gambling, on her clothes came to mind. Sir Jiraiya, you are going. That's right, we're here to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, and I want her to come back as open black lens bracket 5th generation close black lens bracket. Then after Jiraiya and Guy talked, they said goodbye. Guy carried Sasuke back to Konoha, and Jiraiya takes Tokiha and Naruto on a journey to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket. In order to try to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket to rescue Sasuke, Kakashi and others, Naruto also worked hard. Along the way, full of energy. Half an hour later. Said after thinking for a while. The lecherous fairy. You said earlier that the so-called Akatsuki organization's target is me, then I will become stronger. Don't worry, this question has been figured out for a long time. Jiraiya responded and immediately said, anyway, finding that big sheep is not something that can be done in a day or two. So, during this time, I will teach you to practice. Great! Naruto exclaimed, and hurriedly said, lesbian immortal, let's get started. Cultivation should not be rushed, it should be done gradually. So we arranged it like this, we will collect information on Tsunade, and we will do both, so that neither side is delayed. Makes sense. Naruto nodded heavily between the words, but Shiyu was completely indifferent. Because cultivation is absolutely unnecessary. In addition to going out to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, he also has a purpose of traveling. Otherwise, he would be bored in Konoha all day long. It's really nice to come out and experience the customs of other countries. The exotic culture is really good. At this moment, Shiyu seems to understand why Jiraiya likes the world as home. This feeling is really good. 2 hours later. Shiyu and his party of 3 arrived at the second town, which was much larger than the previous town. The erotic Jiraiya went to enjoy some beauty, but Tokyo and Naruto ate all kinds of food here. When the food was almost eaten, Shiyu said, Naruto, it's time to find a lecherous fairy. Why do I still have so many things I haven't tasted yet? Naruto said puzzled. Do you want to be strong or fat? Naruto, who heard the words, was stunned for a while, and then shouted, of course I want to become stronger. Then give me what you have. In this way, the last food in Naruto's hand also entered Shiyu's stomach. When Yu and Naruto found Jiraiya, they found that Jiraiya was arguing with the local evil boy. Reason turned out to be because of a wine-matching lady. Everyone knows that Jiraiya is greedy for beauty, but he is also a reasonable person, but the evil young poop fell in love with the wine-matching lady in Jiraiya's arms. After some exchange of words, the evil young master will start to beat people. Jiraiya couldn't bear it. I saw that the chakra in his hand suddenly condensed, and then he reached out with one hand, and a one chakra ball in his hand directly knocked the evil young man into the air. Boom! No accident, the evil young man smashed directly on the water balloon booth at the back, and fell with all 4 of his feet upside down. Looking at the miserable young man who was crying in pain on the ground, Jiraiya thought to himself, if I had introduced the power of Rasengan, I'm afraid you would be dead now. With this little strength, you dare to shout in front of me, Toad Immortal. Seeing Jiraiya's strength, young Master Evil also changed his attitude, and immediately knelt down and begged for mercy and called Grandpa. To this, Jiraiya even slapped him hard, claiming that it was allotted to the owner of the water balloon stall, but in reality, he had no money to pick up girls. After accepting the one-step banknote in the hands of the evil young master, Jiraiya slowly spit out a word. Go away. After solving this evil boy, Jiraiya looked at the pile of water balloons on the ground. His eyes suddenly lit up. Immediately, these water balloons bought them all, and then said to Tokiyu and Naruto, Go to practice 5. Please download Feifei. Chapter 108 Super Big Ball Rasengan. After a while, Jiraiya took Tokiyu and Naruto to a spacious grove, where there was no one around, and it was quite suitable for cultivation. Seeing Zilai stop, Naruto was also extremely excited. Ooh, finally started to practice. Boom. I saw Jiraiya put a bag of water balloons on the ground, and then took out 2 water balloons. Road. Catch. Between the words threw a water balloon to Naruto and Tokiha at the same time. Catch the water balloon. Naruto looked puzzled and asked directly. Hey, lecherous fairy. Didn't you say you want us to practice? Why did you give us a water polo? Before Jiraiya could answer, Shiyu took the lead and said, I think the lecherous immortal wants to teach us that ninjutsu trick he just performed. It's still Shiyu that's smarter. Jiraiya praised Shiyu, and then said, You all saw 2200 just now. I'm ninjutsu. Naruto sneered at Kiba and said with a smile. Shiyu also nodded. What kind of ninjutsu do you think it is? I only remember that the evil young man in white kept spinning in the air when he flew out, and I don't know about the rest. Naruto's words. Jiraiya looked at Tokiha. What do you think? If I guessed correctly, then ninjutsu should be a high-density chakra ball that condenses chakra in the palm of your hand and then condenses it by rotating and compressing it. For Tokiyu's answer, Jiraiya nodded very satisfied. Nice. This ninjutsu is called Rasengan, and it took 3 years to complete by 4th Hokage, with reference to Tailed Beast Bomb. Hearing Jiraiya's words, Naruto was even more alarmed. Because 4th generation is the hero in his heart, but he did not expect his so-called idol to be his biological father. Immediately after, Jiraiya picked up a 1-inch water balloon, again. But his fingers didn't move, the water balloon in his palm. It just exploded. Bang! Countless water droplets sputtered. This scene also made Naruto extremely stunned, making him even more longing for this ninjutsu. Immediately after, Jiraiya briefly explained to Tokiyu and Naruto the principle of Rasengan ninjutsu. Climbing trees with feet and walking on water, you have trained, and you all know that they are only possible if you use chakra reasonably and maintain it within a certain range. But Rasengan is different, he needs you to keep a precise amount of chakra flowing. Making chakra flow. Naruto murmured and took a fancy to the water balloon in his hand. With an astonished look. The lecherous fairy, you mean that this water polo is for the flow of our master chakra? Nice. Simply put, control its rotation. Jiraiya responded and continued, after you learn this step first, I will teach you the next step of cultivation. However, just as Jiraiya's voice fell, an explosion sounded from his ears. Bang! No accident, this sound is from the explosion of the water polo, which is the same as the previous sound. Jiraiya and Naruto's eyes instantly fell on Tokiyu's hands, and everything was exactly as they imagined. The explosion just now was the water polo in Shiyu's hand. Was caused by the explosion, which made the two of them stunned for a moment. Especially Jiraiya. As soon as he finished speaking on the front foot, Shiyu became the master on the back foot. This kind of talent is too pervert. But it's not that Jiraiya is the most surprised. What surprised him even more was the next scene. Sexy immortal, I don't think this ninjutsu is that difficult. When Shiyu's voice fell, he saw a chakra condensing in his palm. An instant, a perfect chakra ball appeared in his hands. Unsurprisingly, it was a molded open black lens bracket Rasengan closed black lens bracket. At this time, Jiraiya and Naruto generally have grown-up mouths and can't come back to their senses for a long time. He knew that Shiyu was gifted with evil spirits, and he knew this from the last time he taught Shiyu spirituality and other ninjutsu. But those ninjutsu is mostly achieved through hand seal. But this open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket is different. It can be performed without hand seal, so the precise control of chakra is quite high. Moreover, how to control the flow of chakra, completely perfect rotation and compression to a certain extent will be powerful. However, Jiraiya was relieved when she thought that Tokiyu had open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. After all, this blood stain limit can replicate ninjutsu, which has been verified from Kakashi. And now Shiyu's Sharingan has been upgraded to Mangekyo Sharingan, and his ability is naturally improved to a higher level. Originally, he thought that the matter was over, but Shiyu's next sentence made him and Naruto startled again. Sexy immortal, I feel like this ninjutsu can be strengthened. Enhanced. Jiraiya was stunned. Shiyu nodded, his mind moved, and more chakra poured out of his body toward the chakra ball in his hand. Next moment. That would be fist size. Open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket becomes basketball size. Jiraiya is able to clearly feel a powerful wave rippling out of it. Wow, such a big Rasengan. Naruto exclaimed and stared at the chakra ball in Shiyu's hand. In this regard, Jiraiya couldn't help but praise Shiyu. Shiyu, you are a genius. Although it only took him 3 days to learn this ninjutsu technique, he never thought of strengthening this open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. Reason why he can big ball Rasengan animation is because Naruto developed it himself during the 2 years he studied with him. While Jiraiya was amazed, another sentence from Shiyu made him completely speechless. I feel like it could be a little bigger. Can still grow. Naruto exclaimed. Because I don't think this control is at its limit. When the voice fell, Shiyu was no longer talking nonsense. The corner of his mouth rose slightly, and the chakra in his body surged out again. Next second. It was originally only the size of a basketball. The open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket suddenly soared dozens of times, bigger than the 3 of them combined. See the reflection in the I0. Among the 5 super large open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket, Jiraiya is also shocked. Is this still the fucking Rasengan? But Jiraiya never thought that this is not Tokiyu's ultimate, because this super big ball Rasengan is still easy for Tokiyu. Even though Shiyu felt that he could still grow stronger and come with something, Taichi Rasengan, Shiyu felt that there was no need for this. If you are shocked at one time, there is no way to pretend to force it later. Tokiyu threw the oversized Rasengan under the wrong eyes of Jiraiya and Naruto. Next second. That was hit by the super large Rasengan was a mess, and there was a huge circular deep pit on the ground. Because of the high-speed rotation, this deep pit looks very flat, as if it was hit by a huge iron ball. This power can be seen as a Madara. Chapter 109 Shiyu's experience of rubbing pills. Looking at the power of this enhanced version of Jade Spiral, Jiraiya's shock has all surfaced on his face. He was still like this, and Naruto was even more astonished. Shiyu, you are too arrogant. I just show what I think, that's all. Shiyu said lightly. Shiyu said it was simple, but what he showed made Jiraiya and Naruto very surprised. Especially Jiraiya, because he knows that this kind of thing is not something ordinary people can do. Even if it can be done, it will take years and months, and it is absolutely impossible to do it as easily as Shiyu. After calming down, Jiraiya also said, Shiyu, although these 2 moves are derived from the Rasengan, they were created by you after all. You can name them. Since it's an enhanced version of Rasengan, I think it's enough to add a few words. Shiyu responded and immediately said, the first move is called Big Ball Rasengan, as for the oversized one. Add the word super directly and call it Super Big Ball Rasengan. Sounds pretty good. Jiraiya also nodded between the words, quite satisfied with the 2 names that Shiyu had chosen. 1 Shiyu, you are so amazing. Naruto worshipped Shiyu, and then said, this one ninjutsu has turned into 3 threes in your hands. So, as long as I learn Rasengan, then I can learn 3 tricks all at once, he. Is undoubtedly great news for Naruto, who is not good at hand seal, learn 1 trick and earn 2 tricks. Therefore, he feels that no matter how hard it is, he must succeed in his cultivation. With the success of Shiyu, he became the master of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket, and developed 2 kinds of derivative ninjutsu. He also doesn't have to practice with Naruto. However, Naruto practiced in a dull afternoon with no results at all, and the master couldn't get the flow of chakra at all. But Naruto has been reluctant to give up, because learning 1 move can lead to 2 stronger moves. Holding this idea, Naruto persisted for a day. But the result was unsatisfactory, and Naruto still did not have the problem of customer service. How did you do it? Why can't I make the water in the water polo spin with my chakra? Naruto's complaint, Jiraiya, who had observed the former for a day, finally saw the clue. I know you are due to right-handed. Open black lens bracket right-handed type close black lens bracket. Naruto let out a puzzled sound, then looked at Shiyu and said, Shiyu, do you know? It's a way of making a carrot. Shiyu replied and then explained, because chakra is composed of mental power and physical power, they naturally need to be fused when they form chakra in our body. And this fusion will have a certain direction, divided into 2 situations. Open black lens bracket left fusion close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket right fusion close black lens bracket. Then what does that have to do with my inability to get the chakra to flow? Naruto continued to ask. It's easy. Try how your right hand is more comfortable, and see if it's left or right. Hearing Shiyu's words, Naruto also took a photo. To the left. That's right. Shiyu responded with a sound and continued. The right-handed fist is to the left, so when you control the flow of chakra, you will naturally rotate to the left. But the problem is, the chakra produced in your body is right-hand fusion. The 2 directions are opposite, which will cause the flow of chakra in your body to be unsmooth and interfere with each other, so that the chakra you release will not flow at a high speed. So it is. Hearing what Shiyu said, Naruto suddenly realized. And Jiraiya was also slightly startled. He didn't expect Shiyu to dabble in this area too. That's right. The lecherous fairy, how did you suddenly see that I belong to the right-hand fusion type? To Naruto's doubts, Jiraiya replied, it's very simple, because your hair grows counterclockwise. What if you're bald? Naruto asked this question. Jiraiya was instantly confused, because he didn't think of any obvious features to judge other than the direction of hair growth. Just when Jiraiya was embarrassed, Tokiyu said. You can tell by looking at the threads of your fingers. Open black lens bracket thread close black lens bracket. Naruto was puzzled. Simply put, whether the fingerprint pattern on your finger is left helix or right helix, and the direction of hair growth is also determined by this. Shiyu's words, Jiraiya also hurriedly said. Shiyu said it well. While studying the thread in his hand, Naruto also muttered to himself, it seems that mine is really a right rotation fusion type. The lecherous fairy, what should I do now? It's easy. As long as you let the chakra spin to the right and flow. Jiraiya smiled. Oh, I see. Naruto nodded and started his journey of cultivation again. However, it is difficult for people who are habitually right-handed to control the flow of chakra to the left, and it is undoubtedly a long process to overcome this difficulty. Seeing Naruto still acting recklessly, Shiyu suggested. Naruto, you may not be used to it at first. You can try to help with the other hand, and it may have unexpected results. This is Shiyu's experience of rolling pills. Since you can't rub it with one hand, use 2 hands. 2-pronged approach, multiplier effect. With the other hand. Naruto said in surprise. Seeing Shiyu nodding, Naruto also tried to. 200 however, the result has not changed. because he uses his left hand to control the chakra all to the left, which is a habitual way and is difficult to change. Shiyu, this method doesn't work at all. Oh, I said you can't be flexible. Shiyu let out a helpless sigh and continued. Of course, the left hand is habitually turned to the left, can you switch left and right? Left and right, change. Naruto murmured, and then shouted, yes, why didn't I think of it? Naruto, who had finished speaking, no longer hesitated, and began to practice again. And this time, the effect was extraordinary. For 3 attempts, he was finally able to water polo. Broken. For this result, Naruto was also extremely excited, looking like he was dancing. Success. Lustful immortal, Shiyu. You guys, I succeeded. This result was completely expected by Tokiyu, because no matter how stupid people are using this method, they can succeed. When Jiraiya saw this, he was also stunned. He was stunned that Naruto really broke the water polo, but what was even more stunned was that he did not expect Shiyu to come up with such a method. Although it wasn't done with one hand, I finally managed to overcome this first step. Okay, it's getting late. Today's practice is here first, and tomorrow I will teach you the next stage of practice. Please download Feifei. Chapter 110 Inches The Big Fat Sheep, Tsunadiheim. The next day. Still the familiar grove, Naruto started the second stage of practice. The lecherous fairy, hurry up and start teaching me the next stage of contact. This, Jiraiya took out a ball from a bag and threw it to Naruto. Naruto, who caught the ball, was speechless. What are you doing? Yesterday was a water polo, today is a leather ball. Regarding Naruto's complaint, Jiraiya said, your training content today is to break the 5, this ball. What? It's made of rubber, how could it be possible? Just as Naruto's questioning voice fell, Jiraiya took out another ball and then that ball was squeezed into nothingness directly in Naruto's eyes. Bang! There was no accident, it turned into a pile of invisible powder. Nothing is impossible. Jiraiya drank lightly, and then said, this ball is 100 times harder than a water polo. The purpose is to exercise your strength, the power of rotation. If you don't have this kind of power, what you gather is nothing more than a simple chakra ball, which has no power at all. Hearing what Jiraiya said, Naruto could only do as he did. So he started a new day of training. As for Shiyu, he went with Jiraiya to find out the news of open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, as long as Naruto is alone. That night, Naruto didn't blow up the ball, but it wasn't for nothing, he thickened the ball a hole. Today, he was tired and fell down and fell asleep. The next day, Naruto, who woke up, immediately asked Shiyu for advice. He felt that Shiyu might have a way to make him master quickly. Shiyu, is there any trick to this spinning power? No. Shiyu replied very bluntly, and then said, this can only be done by your own efforts. If you feel that there are shortcuts to everything, then it will be difficult for you to make progress, and some things can only be explored by yourself. I get it. Naruto, who was speaking, had a high-spirited look, ready to continue his practice yesterday. Just when he was about to leave, Shiyu stopped him. Wait. Is there anything else? Although there are no shortcuts to this process, I can give you a hint. What is? The Naruto in the conversation was excited. When you are practicing, you can draw a spiral pattern on the palm of your hand, and then concentrate on gathering strength to the middle point. In this way, you can better compress the force on one. When this power is released, it is extremely powerful. After hearing Shiyu's words again, Naruto didn't know if this method would work. But he believed that Shiyu would definitely not lie to him. So after breakfast, he immediately practiced according to Shiyu's method. As for Shiyu, he still went with open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket to inquire about the news. And today, they finally got something. The two learn about the whereabouts of Tsunade in the casino, who now lives in this other town. Wuyuan Town, Short Book Street. Although we know the whereabouts of Tsunade, Jiraiya and the others still have to travel a short distance from here. The lecherous fairy, when are we leaving? Now that you know her Tsunade's location, don't worry, there are so many casinos in Wuyuan Town, she won't leave for a while. Jiraiya answered Tokiwaichi. Immediately, let's go and see how that guy Naruto is doing. I think he should be able to finish the second stage of training today. Oh, you have such confidence in him. Jiraiya was slightly taken aback between the words, because Tokiyu's words never seemed to be missed. Because of this, Jiraiya can't wait to witness the result. After half an hour, when Yu and Jiraiya came to the familiar grove, they found that Naruto fell to the ground because he was exhausted from training. But Jiraiya was stunned to find that there was still a pile of debris left over where Naruto's palm landed. Seeing this, he knew that Naruto had successfully blown the ball. This result made him very happy, but at the same time, he was also very shocked, because he was told by Shiyu again. Originally, he really thought it was Shiyu guessing, but when he saw the spiral pattern in Naruto's palm, he finally understood. However, he didn't say that he broke the 5. He just took a deep look at Shiyu, and liked the latter more and more. Naruto slowly opened his eyes after a rest. The lustful fairy, you are here. Look, I've broken the ball. Teach me the third stage of practice now. Take a good rest, tomorrow we will set off to find Tsunade, and then I will tell you about the third stage of training. Jiraiya rode. Good. That night, Naruto thanked Shiyu for his guidance, and the worship of Shiyu in his heart has reached a height that can be looked up to. The next day, the three of them had packed their bags. Jiraiya said, "Let's go." Wuyuan Town, Short Book Street. Tokiyu and Naruto are used to Jiraiya's shouting childishness. The lecherous fairy, is it true that you said last night that you can practice while walking in the third stage? Of course. The middle of the conversation, Jiraiya took out a balloon from her body and put it in her palm. The weird thing is that the balloon was suspended in Jiraiya's hand without any focus, and kept spinning. See clearly, this is the third stage of practice. The lecherous fairy. Can you put it simply? I don't quite understand it. Naruto scratched his head between the words. The first stage is rotation, the second stage is power, and the third stage is consolidation. As the name implies, it is to maintain the power of rotation within a range. And this range is the balloon in my hand. When he finished speaking, Jiraiya was Naruto who briefly explained the third stage of practice. Simply put, it is to condense chakra in a balloon without causing the balloon to explode. In short, when you can perfectly control a chakra ball that has both spin and power, then this ninjutsu has been completely learned. After introducing Naruto, Jiraiya also threw a bunch of balloons to Naruto and let him practice slowly. 3 of them have also come to this point and embarked on a journey again. Right, and Jiraiya doesn't know yet. Now, in addition to the 3 of them who are looking for Tsunade, there are 2 others who are already looking for the latter. These 2 people are open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket close black lens bracket. Their purpose of looking for open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket is very simple. It is to let the latter heal open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket s hands. Pair were death. Cut off the soul. Hands. Chapter 111 Orochimaru vs Tsunade Heim. A few days later, Shiyu and the 3 of them finally arrived at Wuyuan Town, and then they went straight to Short Book Street without any unnecessary nonsense. Soon, the trio 3 entered the open black lens bracket Short Book Street close black lens bracket. According to Jiraiya's understanding of open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, their goal is naturally the casino. Jiraiya directly took Tsunade's photo and asked in the casino, while Tokiyu took Naruto to play in the casino. There are quite a lot of gambling machines here. No wonder open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket is haunting this place. Surprised to Shiyu was that Naruto wasn't very talented in cultivation, but his luck in gambling was unbelievable. Just one game coin, he has made a lot of money. Especially Jiraiya, he can be said to be envious. His Tenten is not a girl, he is called a young lady, although life is quite good, but these are all money consumption. If he has such gambling luck as Naruto, why don't he have money to find a girl? This casino didn't find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, the three of Shiyu must go to the next casino to see. And not long after they stepped out of this casino, they were attracted by the shocking movement in the distance. Boom! With a loud noise, Shiyu and the others saw that the house in the distance was crushed by something. This movement made the local residents flee one after another. Moreover, their expressions were terrified, as if they had seen some monster. Seeing this, 20 Shiyu has already guessed the reason. If there is no accident, it should be that open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket found open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, and the two sides are currently fighting. Sure enough. Everything was as Shiyu had guessed, and under Jiraiya's inquiry, he learned that a huge python appeared in front of him. It's where the house collapsed just now. Come on, let's go and see. Hearing Jiraiya's words, the three of them hurried to the place where the incident happened. On the road, Naruto, who couldn't hide his doubts, asked directly, the lecherous immortal. We're here to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, what are you doing over there? To Naruto's doubts, Tokiyu said, because Tsunade is likely to be there. Why? Because of the big snake in the mouth of the residents just now. Big snake. Naruto murmured, then looked at Jiraiya, and asked, the lecherous fairy, does Tsunade like to eat snakes besides gambling? No. That's because she likes to maintain peace and is a ninja who saves the suffering. Neither. Well, that's not, so how did you know she'd be there? Naruto between the words was extremely depressed. Because that snake is likely to be summoned by Orochimaru. This has nothing to do with open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket. At this time, Naruto became more and more puzzled. With his IQ, he obviously couldn't figure out the key. To this, Shiyu also asked, Naruto, why are you looking for Tsunade? Find her as 5-Dame Hokage. What else? Well, and she is the legendary one of Sannin, a medical expert. Let's ask her for treatment Sasuke and Kakashi, sensei. So, open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket who do you go to if you want to heal your crippled hands? Hearing Shiyu's words, Naruto finally came to a realization. And open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket also admires Shiyu more and more, as if nothing in this world can hide from him. At the same time, the house collapsed, open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Shizune close black lens bracket are facing open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket. Two people. And the collapse of the wall just now was caused by the strange power of open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket. As for the so-called big snake in the villagers' mouths, the psychic beast summoned by open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket. But at the moment, the attitude of the two sides is arguing with swords, and there is a kind of, if a word disagrees, they will fight. However, Orochimaru learned that open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket uses fear of blood. This weakness alleviates the situation. Immediately, he proposed the purpose of this trip, or a deal. That is Tsunade to help him heal his hands, and he used impure world reincarnation to destroy Tsunade's lover Kato Dan and her younger brother. Open black lens bracket Senju Nawaki close black lens bracket resurrection. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket seeing open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket struggling. I think it's more interesting than trading. So, he gave the latter a week to consider. But when you and the others arrived, they were in vain. At this time, there was neither Tsunade nor Orochimaru, even the big snake, in the villagers' mouths. It also disappeared without a trace. Apparently, they came a step late. Eyes retracted from all around, Jiraiya also muttered to himself, looks like I didn't catch up. Naruto glanced at the battle marks around him and guessed, the lecherous fairy, will Tsunade be captured by Orochimaru? No. Hearing Shiyu's answer, Naruto asked again, why? Open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket. Although he is famous in the ninja world for open black lens bracket medical skills close black lens bracket, to be one of the Sannin, he should have a strong ability. Also, the Orochimaru hands are now useless. His strength, who can't hand seal, is greatly reduced. It's easier said than done to capture Tsunade, who is also one of the Sannin. Shiyu said it well. Jiraiya agrees with Shiyu's opinion, he thinks the latter's analysis is very thorough. Hearing Tokiha and Jiraiya's words, Naruto also said. That means, open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket is still here in open black lens bracket short book street close black lens bracket. Seeing Shiyu, the analysis emperor, nodding, Naruto immediately said. Then what are we waiting for? Hurry up and find someone. Naruto really wants to find open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket quickly, and then take the ladder back to Konoha to ask for Sasuke, Kakashi and Little Lee and others. Naruto knows that this short book street is not very big, so they should be able to find the ladder soon. Naruto, searching aimlessly like you is just a waste of time. Shiyu, is there a better way? Of course. Shiyu nodded and said at any time, since the two sides have not reached an agreement, then Tsunade should not be in a bad mood right now. Shiyu looked at Jiraiya and continued, the lecherous immortal, as one of Sannin, you should know more about Tsunade. Where do the latter usually go when they encounter unhappy or unpleasant things? Jiraiya rubbed her chin, and after a brief contemplation, 2 words slowly came out of her mouth. Pub. After having a target, Shiyu and the others' range was greatly reduced. Sure enough. In less than an hour, Tokiyu and the others found open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket in a pub called open black lens bracket by La Izakaya close black lens bracket. The moment of seeing open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, Jiraiya had to obey Tokiyu's wisdom. He didn't expect that Shiyu could even calculate such a thing. This is simply, the heifer is standing upside down, so awesome. Please download Feifei. Chapter 112 Yellow Flash. Short Book Street, in Bail Izakaya. Tsunade. With the sound of open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket, it immediately attracted the attention of open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Shizune close black lens bracket. The moment of seeing open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, S expression was also startled, and there was a hint of surprise in his tone. Jiraiya. How did you come here? Obviously, she didn't expect the latter to come out here. And Naruto was dumbfounded the moment he saw open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket, because as far as he knew, the latter should be the same generation as open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket. Other words, the current open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket should be 50 years old. But the woman who appeared in front of him now looked like she was in her teens and 20s, which was completely different from what Naruto imagined. Because of this, an idea could not help but arise in his mind. That woman doesn't look 50 years old, she must be a lecherous immortal deceived. Open black lens bracket Shizune close black lens bracket. She was also startled when she saw open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket. She also did not expect to meet the other 2 open black lens bracket Sannin close black lens bracket in the legend in one day. Seeing open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket 3 people approaching each other, open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket took a sip of wine and said immediately. What day is today? I can always meet acquaintances. This, open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket also said directly, it's open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket. You guessed it. What's the matter with him? Of open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket in the words is a little dignified. The open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket who killed open black lens bracket 3 Hokage close black lens bracket. He naturally did not want open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket to agree to the latter's request. Although they were once companions, the latter now has betrayed Konoha and their friendship. Nothing. It's just a face-to-face. Open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket did not inform open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket of the deal proposed by open black lens bracket Orochimaru close black lens bracket because she was still thinking. Immediately after, open black lens bracket Tsunade close black lens bracket glanced at Jiraiya and asked, "Tell me, what are you doing with me? Then I'm no longer in the Kabuto circle." Jiraiya responded, and then said, "Tsunade, the village wants you to come to 5th Hokage." When Jiraiya said this, Yuhi's face didn't beat, as if the truth was really what he said. But it's not. It was obviously someone else recommended him to be the 5th generation Hokage, and he refused, so Tsunade was moved out. For his own freedom, he also took the initiative to ask Ying to come to Tsunade. This is the current scene. Hearing this, Tsunade and Shizune were both startled. But it was also because of Jiraiya's words that the two of them made sure of one thing. That is what Orochimaru said before, he really killed open black lens bracket 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen close black lens bracket. Tsunade didn't cut corners on this either. Orochimaru did it, he told me. Hearing Tsunade's words, before Jiraiya could answer, Naruto was the first to say, "What is Orochimaru really?" Tsunade's words undoubtedly proved Tokiha's previous speculation that he was the one who met Tsunade an hour ago. Hearing this, Tsunade finally noticed the existence of Naruto and Tokiyu, glanced at Naruto, and asked, "Who is this kid?" "His name is Uzumaki Naruto." The feeling of getting the answer was startled, and a sentence flashed in my heart. As the person of Kyuubi, Nine-Tails Demon Fox Jinchuriki column power. But Naruto at the moment is dissatisfied. Although he knows that Tsunade is one of the legendary Sannin, he really doesn't think the latter has the qualifications to serve as the 5th generation Hokage. Because in his eyes, open black lens bracket Hokage close black lens bracket this position is sacred and inviolable. What are you doing? She's qualified to be 5th Hokage, just like her. However, as soon as Naruto's voice fell, he was scolded by Jiraiya. "Naruto, shut up for me." Others might not know why Tsunade became like this, but he couldn't possibly not. After scolding Naruto, Jiraiya asked directly, "I just want to know what Tsunade means, whether you want or not." After a brief period of thought, Tsunade still couldn't get out of the shadows of Kato Dan and Senju Naoki's death. Immediately, 3 words were suddenly spit out from her mouth. "I refuse." This result was beyond everyone's expectations, except Shiyu. "Your tone reminds me of the way you answered me when I wanted to make friends with you." "Make friends? Are you sure you're not a girlfriend?" Soon as Naruto's voice fell, Jiraiya gave him a chestnut on his head. Bang dang. When adults speak, children don't interrupt. However, Naruto did not shut up because of this, but said, "What the hell is going on with this woman? Hokage, how many people dream of this position, but we let her be, and she still doesn't do it." In Naruto's view, this is a desecration of the position of Hokage. Because his dream is to become Hokage, a hero like 4th generation. "Naruto, don't get excited." Seeing Naruto's angry face, Jiraiya dissuaded him and said, "To be honest, Tsunade is the perfect candidate for 5th Hokage. You may not know anything about her past." Jiraiya gave Naruto a little science about Tsunade's past, the most outstanding medical ninja, the hero who brought down the war, the granddaughter of the first Hokage. Also, this matter is decided by Konoha executives. Also, we're still waiting for her to treat Kakashi, Sasuke and others. Emil, bragging, finally stabilized Naruto's emotions. Hearing Jiraiya's words to appease Naruto, Tsunade's mouth couldn't help but let out a sneer. Hee hee. Jiraiya, this kid is far worse than your previous apprentice. It's not only eloquence and brains, but even the looks are not flattering. I wonder if you're old and confused. Compared with the fourth generation of Hokage, most people will be inferior. Jiraiya narrowed her eyes. But Naruto at this time was very unhappy, and immediately drank it. You say it again. Seeing Naruto a little excited, Tokiyu, who had been silent for a long time, finally spoke up. Naruto, there's no need to get to know someone who has lost faith. But this sentence immediately caught the attention of Tsunade and Shizune. They weren't stupid, obviously they heard something in Shiyu's words, as if the latter knew something about Tsunade's past. Because of this, Tsunade's eyes were firmly fixed on Tokiyu. Who is this kid? His name is Takagawa Tokiha. Responding to Tsunade, Jiraiya continued, he's no ordinary kid. Oh, you mean he can compete with fourth generation? More than anything. Hearing Jiraiya's comments on Tokiyu, Tsunade was also taken aback. Because she had never seen Jiraiya speak so highly of a person in all these years, especially when compared to his most proud disciple. Not to mention she was surprised, even Shizune. Although Shizune is a student of Tsunade, she has also heard the style of fourth Hokage. The latter didn't know how many girls he was fascinated by. Even now he has passed away, but the prestige of Yellow Flash still exists, because he has been recorded in the history of the ninja world. Recognized as a strong man. But it is such an existence. Jiraiya said that Tokiyu is better than him, which is not surprising. I want to see what is different about the latter, and it deserves such praise from Jiraiya. He also threatened to exceed 5 yellow flashes. Chapter 113 Broken Mountains and Rivers with One Finger. However, after Tsunade and Shizune looked at it, that there was nothing special about Shiyu except that he was a little handsome. At this moment, they all doubt whether Jiraiya is really confused. Jiraiya, are you sure you are not joking with me? Although I am old, I am not confused. Jiraiya said bluntly. Hearing this, Tsunade was stunned for a while, then glanced at Shiyu again. Forget it, it has nothing to do with me anyway. Tsunade between the words was drinking another glass of bitter wine, not much interest in the truth or falsehood of this matter. Forget it. Jiraiya replied, and then said, I want to ask you to reconsider the 5 generations Hokage thing. Open black lens bracket Hokage close black lens bracket, hehe. Tsunade sneered and continued, look at it for yourself, the 4th Hokage, who is superior to performing arts, has the most ninja talent, and has the most ninja talent, hasn't lived for a long time, hasn't he? It's stupid to risk your life for the sake of the village. Even the grandfather who calmed down the war and the 2nd generation Hokage didn't end up regretting the village. 2200. As for Tsunade's remarks, open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket is also a little hard to listen to. Tsunade, you've changed. I don't care what's on your mind, but how can you say such a thing? Humph. Tsunade snorted coldly, and then said, I'm in my 50s too, time will change a person. And Mr. Sarutobi. What can you do when you're old, isn't this courting death? Open black lens bracket Hokage close black lens bracket nothing at all, only a fool would be. At this time, Tsunade was undoubtedly intoxicated and drunk. But when Shiyu heard Tsunade's words, he sneered in his heart, big fat sheep, when you were really fragrant. Jiraiya and Tokiyu could calm down after hearing the words, but Naruto couldn't help it. Not to mention that 4th Hokage is his most admired hero, just 3 Hokage is good for taking care of him. These two people, he does not allow others to insult. Boom. At this moment, Naruto jumped directly onto the table and wanted to fight Tsunade. But he was stopped by Jiraiya. Naruto, this is a tavern, don't mess around here. No, I don't care. Naruto shook off Jiraiya's big hand, pointed at Tsunade and said, HMPH, you actually laughed at Grandpa Hokage and 4th Hokage in front of my face. Even if you're a woman, I'll follow it. Hearing Naruto's words, Tsunade also became angry. He stepped on the table, shook 2 big mountains, and said, Little devil, are you brave? Dare to talk to me like that? If you want to fight, do you want to come out with me? Regarding Tsunade's provocation, Naruto in his current state had no hesitation at all, and agreed immediately. On his current mood, it is estimated that 10 cows won't be able to pull it back. Jiraiya can only let the 2 make a fool of himself when he sees this. But looking at the 2 people striding out, Shiyu said, Lesbian immortal, don't be so pessimistic. Maybe Naruto makes such a fuss and things will turn around. Is it possible? Jiraiya replied helplessly, but she also had such a naive thought in her heart. At this time, the 2 sides were already in their positions, standing at a distance of more than 10 meters. Seeing Naruto's desperate look, Tsunade said with disdain. Little devil. As one of Sannin, how could I bully you? What did you say? The ringer exclaimed in surprise. Well, I'm just a finger. Stop kidding. Naruto finally couldn't bear it any longer. He took out his kunai without any extra waste and rushed towards Tsunade. However, in the face of Naruto's attack on Tsunade, he was unmoved. When Naruto rushed in front of Tsunade, he raised his hand slightly, which easily diffused Naruto's attack. Moreover, he also took the opportunity to win the shuriken from Naruto. Tsunade, who is Sannin, is naturally not capable of physical skills. Touch. With a flick of his finger, Naruto flew out like a cannonball at a glance. Boom. There was no accident, it just fell down with all 4 feet in the sky. Naruto, who stood up, rubbed his forehead and cursed. Bastard, you actually hit me in the head. Little devil. Before you stay awake, let me ask you one more question, why do you care so much about the name Hokage? Tsunade questioned. I'm not like you, Be sure to inherit the open black lens bracket name of Hokage close black lens bracket. Because it's my dream to be Hokage. Hearing this, Tsunade was taken aback for a moment. Because he saw the shadows of 2 people from Naruto at this time, and this sentence was also revealed from their mouths. Seeing Tsunade stunned, Naruto directly seized the gap and used his strongest move. Be precise, it is an incomplete move. The hands are intertwined quickly, and a Rasengan that is not very stable is also formed in his palm. Look at the trick. Seeing Naruto attacking him with open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket in hand, he felt stunned again. Apparently, she recognized this ninjutsu. However, Naruto is still too young, and with his current strength, it is no doubt that he wants to beat Tsunade. I saw Tsunade's time finger stand up, and slammed down to the ground. Boom! With a loud noise, the ground beneath my feet collapsed directly. Sense of sight. And Naruto also stumbled and fell directly to the ground because his lower body was unstable. Seeing this scene, Jiraiya had a lingering fear, as if the familiar scene was hidden in his heart. That guy Tsunade's strength is still so strong. I remember when she was beaten before, he would have to fly 180 meters at every turn. Speaking of which, Naruto is really trash. Bang! Tsunade was also slightly surprised when he saw the effect of the Rasengan in Naruto's hands. I didn't expect him to be able to use 4 generations of ninjutsu. However, at the moment, there is only this level, and there is absolutely no momentum for that move. After a while of muttering in his heart, Tsunade's eyes also turned to Jiraiya who was watching the play. Jiraiya, you taught him Rasengan, right? What's so strange about this? After all, I am his teacher too. Humph. Only you and 4th generation can do this trick. It's no wonder that this kid is always talking about Hokage. After a cold snort, Tsunade continued, how can I be a master if I teach him such a ninjutsu that he can't learn at all? I advise you, let him break this unrealistic fantasy sooner. As soon as Tsunade said these words, before Jiraiya could speak, Naruto was the first to hold back. I didn't say anything nonsense. You idiot. Give me 3 days and I'll learn. Tsunade, who heard the words, was also slightly stunned, and then sneered. Oh, he is not big, so his tone is not small. I've always been straightforward, and this is my nindao. Hearing Naruto's words, Tsunade said, if that's the case, let's make a bet. Bet. Yes. Tsunade nodded, then said, I'll give you a week. If you can learn this ninjutsu, I'll admit that you can become a Hokage, and give you this necklace. Speaking, Tsunade pointed to the delicate necklace on his chest. Hearing Tsunade's words, Shizune couldn't sit still. Why did he say, Master Tsunade, that is your most important thing? But in Naruto's view, it is a worthless thing. HMPH, who cares? Naruto, don't say that. At this moment, even Jiraiya couldn't help but stand up. That is a unique ore in the world, and it is also the relic of the 1st generation of Lord Hokage, 0. If you sell it, you can buy 3 mountains. Hearing Jiraiya's explanation, Naruto reluctantly agreed. So powerful, that's fine. But if you lose, then your money is mine. Between the words, Tsunade raised the wallet in his hand. No doubt that it is Naruto's wallet. Moreover, there are quite a few in it, which is Naruto's previous luck in the game hall. Ah, how did my wallet get to her? Tsunade-sama, this can't be done, that thing. Before Shizune could finish his sentence, Tsunade interrupted him. There's nothing wrong, he'll definitely lose anyway. Let's go, Shizune. Voice fell, Tsunade turned around and wanted to leave. And at this moment, Shiyu, who had been silent for a long time, finally spoke up. Wait. Tsunade, who heard the words, was stunned for a while, then turned to look at Shiyu, and said, why, you little bastard wants to bet with me too. Nice. When Shiyu answered, Jiraiya and others were shocked. Please download Feifei. Chapter 114 Amazing, Bet. I said Jiraiya, what a funny kid you brought. Tsunade shattered lightly, then looked at Shiyu and said, tell me kid, what do you want to bet? We'll bet on your medical ninjutsu. Hearing what Shiyu said, everyone was stunned. They obviously didn't know what medicine Shiyu was selling in this gourd. Medical ninjutsu. Tsunade murmured. Yes. Shiyu nodded and explained, since you don't want to be the 5th generation Hokage, we naturally won't force you. But some people in Konoha need your medical ninjutsu. Everyone who heard the words finally realized that it was Shiyu's idea. In this regard, Tsunade also said, you mean I want me to teach you medical ninjutsu? It's not teaching, it's gambling. If you lose, just transcribe your medical ninjutsu into a book and give it to me. Hearing what Shiyu said, everyone was stunned. Especially Tsunade. He had seen arrogant people, but he had never seen such self-righteousness like Shiyu. Little devil. If my medical ninjutsu hadn't been taught by my hands, few people in this world would be able to learn the essence of 18. Quote. As for Tsunade's words, Shiyu didn't take it to heart at all. Because with his 100 times talent, as long as Tsunade dictated his medical ninjutsu into a book, he would naturally be able to learn the essence. Even to a higher level. That's why you don't have to worry about it, you just have to bet or not. What a fun kid. Tsunade shattered lightly, and then said, what if I win? The conditions are up to you. So confident. Because I can't lose. Confident words, Tsunade was also slightly taken aback. Because she had encountered an opponent, Shiyu undoubtedly applied what she just said. That's good. My conditions are the same as before, just bet all the money on you, you have a problem. No. After seeing Shiyu's agreement, Tsunade also said, the bet is negotiated, but what is the bet? Don't worry, I won't take advantage of you. Shiyu responded with a sound, and immediately said, the bet is, I will make Naruto master Rasengan within a day. When Shiyu said these words, everyone took a deep breath. Especially Jiraiya, it took him 3 days to completely master open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. Although Naruto has now completed the first 2 stages of practice, this third step is undoubtedly the most difficult. If you don't have enough talent, you have to spend more time. Moreover, some people may not be able to master a ninjutsu even if they spend more time. Tsunade thought that Tokiyu was going crazy, or that his head was caught in the door when he came out. Otherwise, how could it be possible to say this? Before Jiraiya could question, Shiyu said again. Princess Tsunade, I'll ask you. Do you dare to take this bet? Words, Tsunade finally recovered from his daze. Seeing Shiyu's confident expression, she was a little empty for a while. But when he thought about the difficulty of Rasengan, he once felt that Shiyu was bluffing him, because the latter's loss was only some money at most. But if she is cowardly, it will be laughable and generous. Especially if she is cowardly with this basically sure win bet, then she has been in the casino for more than 10 years in vain. Besides, take 10,000 steps back. Even if she really lose, I don't care that it's just a model of some medical ninjutsu, it's not a big deal. After some thought, Tsunade agreed directly. You are such a brat, how dare I, Tsunade, be cowardly. I agree to this bet. Seeing Tsunade agree, Shiyu was also overjoyed, his first goal was obviously achieved. There are only systematic tasks, and he has methods. In short, this, big fat sheep. There is no way to escape his Wujishin. Okay, then we'll see you the day after tomorrow. Seeing that the bet was established, Jiraiya finally couldn't help but ask. Shiyu, are you kidding me? Let Naruto master open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket in 1 day, because if there is such a method, Naruto will not be unable to master open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket by now. Lady Fairy, don't worry. Naruto has already learned the basics of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket, and the only difference is how to maintain stability. Of course I know that. Jiraiya responded with a sound, and then said, but this last step is the hardest. Even if it was me, it took a whole day and a half. It took Jiraiya 3 days to learn Rasengan. He learned the first stage in the first half day, and mastered the second stage in 1 day, but it took him a full day and a half for the third stage. Seeing that this last step is difficult, although it has been a few days for Naruto to cultivate this third stage, it is still unable to maintain that degree. Moreover, other people can only know a little about this cultivation, and in the end, it is still you who rely on yourself. Only after you find a training method that suits you can you become a complete master. But Jiraiya never imagined that Shiyu knew exactly what method was suitable for Naruto. If not, how could Shiyu boast about this Haiku? He is not stupid. At this moment, even Naruto couldn't contain his excitement, and hurriedly asked, Shiyu, you really can make me 1 day. Uchi master open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. When did I lie to you? After getting Shiyu's departure, Naruto was extremely excited, and the whole person jumped up in excitement. 200 is not his blind faith in Shiyu, but Shiyu has brought him too many miracles. Let him have enough reasons to believe the latter's words. Because so far, as long as Shiyu said and promised, every one of them has been fulfilled one by one. Seeing Shiyu so confident, Jiraiya didn't say anything. Anyway, this bet isn't a big deal, he just took it as Tokiyu's bragging to vent his anger on Naruto's behalf. There are Tsunade and Shizune who have the same idea as him. After the 2 bets are settled, Jiraiya said to Shizune. Shizune, please take the 2 of them to rest first. Needless to say, Jiraiya clearly wanted to talk to Tsunade alone. Immediately after. And Naruto went with Shizune, and the place they went to was the hotel where Tsunade stayed. After settling Tokiha and Naruto, Shizune came to Toki's room. Adieu, he slammed the door behind him. Pop. With the sound of this sound, it seemed that something bad was about to happen. Night. Looking at Shizune's face alone, Shiyu had already guessed what the latter wanted to do. Sister Shizune. If you want to do this, I'm not such a casual person. Chapter 115 The Curse of the Original Necklace. I'm not such a casual person. Shizune, who heard the words, was stunned for a moment, and when she came back to her senses, her pretty face suddenly turned Yuhi, and she shouted coquettishly. What are you thinking about? You ran to my room in the middle of the night and closed the door. What do you think I can think of? Shiyu continued to pretend to be garlic. Do you think I'm like that? How do I know this, but I know I'm handsome. Hearing Shiyu's shameless words, Shizune was so angry that he didn't know what to say. The two small peaks also swayed slightly. Although they are not as majestic as Tsunade, they are still a bit predictable. It is worthy of being the big fat sheep. Students. Whoosh. After taking a deep breath, Shizune said straight to the point. In order to avoid your misunderstanding, I won't beat around the bush. I don't want you to misunderstand Tsunade-sama. In fact, she is not that kind of person. You don't know her at all. She used to be kind and love the village very much. But since going through that incident, she has changed, and she has become, now so confused. What does this have to do with me? Shiyu rode. Because that necklace is the only thing I remember for Tsunade-sama, it is a necklace full of memories. Lord Tsunade is more important than his life. I don't want it to fall into the hands of others, even if it's only 1 in a billion. Obviously, the reason why Shizune asked Shiyu to say these words was undoubtedly because of the bet just now. If it's just a bet between Tokyo and Tsunade, that's fine. But the bet between them is directly related to the bet between Tsunade and Naruto. Once Tokyo does it, it also means Naruto. People also win the bet. Before, Shiyu made a bet with confidence, which made her very worried. Although it was almost impossible to accomplish, she still had to prepare both hands just in case. She hoped that if Shiyu really did it and won the bet, she hoped that they would not need the necklace. This is her, knocking on the door in the middle of the night. The reason. This is the bet she made with Naruto by Tsunade herself, and it has a half-cent relationship with me. Shiyu said lazily. Shiyu, you don't know anything. Shizune gave a reply and said at any time, that's not an ordinary necklace, it's an unknown necklace, a limit that has been cursed. I only agree with Tsunade-sama. Everyone else will die if they take it. Too impressed by Shizune's words, and went straight to the point. I guess you're going to tell me the story of open black lens bracket Kato Dan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Senju Nawaki close black lens bracket next. Shizune, who heard the words, was slightly taken aback, and then asked. You know about it. Though these things are a bit old, they are not classified matters. I used to be very interested in Sanin, so I did some in-depth investigations. Shiyu started talking nonsense again, but Shizune could only choose to believe it. Because, as Tokiyu said, this matter is not a secret in Konoha, and it is natural to be able to inquire about it. Now that you know it all, please think about my suggestion carefully. Your partner has suffered an innocent disaster. The words fell. Shizune left Yuhi with his eyes narrowed. In this regard, Shiyu's expression remained. Since everything is in his master, he knew Akatsuki's purpose for Shizune. If it wasn't for the latter's kind reminder, Shiyu obviously wouldn't have said so much nonsense to her. The so-called kind reminder refers to the necklace. Although the necklace was given to Tsunade in the first generation, she once gave it to 2 people with her own hands. One is his own brother. Hand Nawaki close black lens bracket, one is his lover open black lens bracket Kato Dan close black lens bracket, but the two passed away after receiving the necklace from her. So, she has been brooding. That's why she left Konoha, because she didn't want to see her companions die one by one and she couldn't do anything about it. This is how she began to fear blood. The reason. This is undoubtedly a medical ninja. The sadness. And Shizune also classified the necklace as an unknown chain. It will only stay on Tsunade without any accident. But Shizune's so-called curse will obviously not happen to Naruto. Because in addition to Kyuubi, Nine Tails, Naruto now has such an open. The boss. The next day. Naruto got up early in the morning and directly pulled Shiyu up from his sleep. Obviously, he can't wait. If Shiyu said he had enough time, I'm afraid he wanted to practice last night. Immediately after. Under Shiyu's suggestion, the two of them came to the breakfast area first, and then ate slowly. When Shizune saw the two of them being so lazy and thinking about having breakfast here leisurely, they felt that their worries were unnecessary. I felt that there was absolutely no need for me to say that to Shiyu last night. After a while, the two finally came to the outside of Short Book Street, an empty place that was usually almost empty. Shiyu, can you teach me now? That's it. Shiyu responded with a sound, then said, because you are a right-hand fusion type, it is really difficult to complete the 3 steps at once. Quote. Some time ago I asked you to practice with 2 hands, and you quickly passed the first 2 stages of training. And Rasengan has 3 steps. You are now controlling the flow of chakra with 1 hand, and the other hand is strengthening the rotation, but there is still 1 hand to maintain this state. Hearing what Shiyu said, Naruto felt quite reasonable. But the question is, Shiyu, but I only have 2 hands. If you say you're stupid, you still don't believe it. Shiyu taught Naruto a lesson, and then said, did you learn the shadow clone technique in vain? Naruto, who heard the words, was stunned for a moment, and suddenly realized. Why didn't I think of that? Shiyu, you are still smart. Hearing this, Shiyu said lightly, aren't you talking nonsense? Hee hee. What a smirk, don't hurry up and practice. Oh. Naruto nodded and immediately began to practice. The effect was not significant at first, but after he tried it a few times, there were signs of it. At this speed, I believe it won't take long for him to become a master. And Naruto's achievement, fruit is inseparable from his hard work on the 3rd stage along the way. Otherwise, Shiyu would not dare to promise to teach the latter in 1 day. All I can say is that this is all under Shiyu's control. The purpose is to successfully reach a bet with Tsunade. After seeing that Naruto's training was fine for a while, Tokiyu returned to the hotel after explaining it. Seeing Shiyu's return, Tsunade, Jiraiya and Shizune all looked puzzled. They originally wanted to see what method Tokiyu had to get Naruto to learn the rite of Rasengan in 1 day, but what they didn't expect was that Tokiyu came back less than an hour after going out. At this moment, the 3 of them couldn't help but have an idea in their hearts. That is, Shiyu should have been bragging last night. But unfortunately, the facts will definitely give them a slap in the face. Please download Feifei. Chapter 116, a very advanced, physical technique. Staring at Tokiwa for a long time, Jiraiya was the first to break the silence. Shiyu, aren't you trying to help Naruto practice? Why did you come back alone? I have taught him the method, and I believe it won't take long for him to learn it thoroughly. Shiyu's words, Jiraiya and the others were full of curiosity, but their eyes were filled with suspicion. Not that they don't believe in Shiyu, but that this matter is almost impossible to accomplish. But they didn't believe it or didn't believe it. Seeing Shiyu's confident appearance, their hearts were naturally incomparably curious. How could Naruto master Rasengan, such a peak ninjutsu, in 1 day? The lecherous fairy, Grandma Tsunade, and Miss Shizune. If there's nothing else, I'll go to catch up on sleep first. It's too early to get up in the morning. Words fell, Shiyu headed upstairs under the astonished gazes of the three of them. When he disappeared from their sight, Shiyu didn't forget to say something. That's right. If you're curious, you can also go and see Naruto practice, I don't mind. Immediately after, Shiyu completely disappeared from the sight of the three of them, and after a while, they came back to their senses. Tsunade-sama, Tokyo can't really do it, right? Between the words, Shizune's heart became more worried, apparently because of the confident look on Shiyu's face just now. I was extremely skeptical at first, but now I'm starting to believe a little bit. Tsunade, maybe you really will lose. Hearing Jiraiya 200, Tsunade pondered for a moment, then said. Impossible. This kind of thing is absolutely impossible. Voice fell, and Tsunade walked directly outside the hotel. Obviously, she couldn't stop the curiosity in her heart and wanted to see what kind of cultivation method Shiyu had given to Naruto. Seeing Tsunade leave, Jiraiya and Shizune looked at each other and followed closely. Undoubtedly, they are also very curious. Then, they have no idea that they and others have fallen into Shiyu's trap. In front of the second-floor window, Shiyu looked at the three people who were gradually moving away, and the corners of his mouth moved slightly. Hey, just enjoy it slowly. Muttering to himself, Shiyu also got into the bed. He was indeed a little sleepy, and was woken up by that guy Naruto early in the morning, disturbing his sweet dreams. And while Tokyo fell asleep, Tsunade and the three had already arrived at the training ground where Naruto was. But at this moment, all three of them were dumbfounded. Because they didn't understand Naruto's cultivation method at all, especially those movements, they looked so embarrassing. Moreover, there is no chakra flow on the body, and the so-called practice of Naruto at this time is exactly one of the youth stunts that Tokyo taught him before he left. Open black lens bracket eagle takes off close black lens bracket. Put it simply, it is radio gymnastics! Exclamation mark. Because Naruto is relatively stupid, Tokyo asked him to separate Shadow Clone in order to shorten the time. Each person teaches a paragraph, and when the clone disappears, the memory will return to the original body. This is one of the magic uses of Shadow Clone. Although Naruto's movements are a bit jerky, he has been able to complete the entire set of Eagle Takeoff. Seeing this, Tsunade finally couldn't bear it any longer. Jiraiya, this taiju belongs to both of you. I don't have it. Hearing Jiraiya's denial, Tsunade was even more strange. Doubtfully, he said, you didn't teach it. This profound physical technique was researched by them. In other words, Shiyu developed it alone. Deep. Jiraiya murmured, looking at Naruto's embarrassing movements, and couldn't help asking, Tsunade, do you think this is a taiju? Also, very deep. Even you and I can't see the way out, it's naturally profound. Hearing Tsunade's words, Jiraiya also felt quite reasonable. After all, the previous Yu's swearing appearance doesn't look like he's lying at all. Master Tsunade, is there any connection between this taiju and Naruto's Rasengan study? Shizune asked. I haven't thought of that yet. After Tsunade's voice fell, the three of them stopped talking, silently watching Naruto perform radio gymnastics over and over again. That's what they call advanced body art! Exclamation mark. But they never imagined that it was Shiyu's deliberate trick, because Shiyu had already guessed that the three of them would definitely come back to peep at his teaching method. So, he made preparations in advance. He told Naruto to do this set of radio gymnastics first in the morning. The practice session, the formal practice, will begin in the afternoon. It is said that this action can make people better control chakra. Naruto has no doubts about this. So, there is this embarrassing scene now. After a long time, Tsunade 3-3 finally couldn't sit still, because they watched for so long and couldn't see one at all. In the past few hours, Naruto has not practiced anything Rasengan at all, and has been there, the young eagle takes off. They were embarrassed to see that they all committed cancer. So, they finally gave up. The three people who went home saw Shiyu having lunch, and couldn't help but lean over, and Jiraiya was the first to speak. Shiyu, are you sure your method works? Of course. Shiyu's answer made Jiraiya stunned again, looking at Shiyu with a weird look. Not only him, but also Tsunade and Shizune. Seeing the three of them like this, Shiyu knew that his plan had been completely successful. He said, I'm going to deliver lunch to Naruto, do you want to go together? Hearing Shiyu's words, the three of them shook their heads. Because they have already vomited, they are not interested in the advanced physical skills taught by Shiyu. I'm already indifferent. More annoying is that they just learned because of curiosity. Well, you can do it yourself. Words fell, and Shiyu left the hotel with a packed lunch. Tsunade Trio 3 who were leaving Tokyo, their eyes were full of doubts. Jiraiya, are you sure he can be compared to fourth generation? Jiraiya was stunned for a while, then said, this time it should be an accident. At that time, after you came to Naruto's training ground, he let the latter finish lunch and rest. Was the beginning of the real training. Jiraiya, who had just finished lunch, saw Tokyo and the three of them came back. It seemed that the latter really just went to deliver the lunch. This made the three of them even more dumbfounded. It made them more convinced that Shiyu was definitely bragging last night, but what they wondered was that since the latter was bragging, why did he always show a confident look? As if he had already won. This is where they puzzled. On this day, the three of them passed the time in doubt, and night fell. Naruto finally came back. His expression looked very tired, but his eyes were excited. No doubt that he has learned open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. This result is completely among Tokyo's master. Gave Naruto a good night's rest, and surprised Tsunade, Jiraiya and others tomorrow. Naruto did not refuse this. Exhausted, he quickly fell asleep after eating something. Silent all night, I didn't see Dukejo. The next day, time that Tokyo and Tsunade agreed on finally arrived, and at this time, the five of them came to Naruto's training place yesterday. Originally, the three of them thought that their testimony should be a joke, but the confidence on Tokyo and Naruto's faces made them doubt their own ideas. At this moment, an idea flashed in the minds of the three of them at the same time. Did they really do it? Seeing the appearance of the three of them, Shiyu also said, Naruto, it's time for them to witness a miracle. Good. Naruto agreed, and then walked away slowly under the surprised gazes of the Tsunade three. Miracle or bragging, the answer will reveal Akatsuki in the next second. Chapter 117 Tsunade wants to teach by hand. Naruto looked at Tsunade and the others, and immediately stopped talking nonsense. But he made the gesture of open black lens bracket shadow clone technique close black lens bracket, but the gesture of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. Bang! With a slight sound, Naruto separated shadow clone. After this step last night, Naruto said to Tsunade, you look good on me. Voice fell, and Naruto was not in the ink, and directly made a Rasengan condensing gesture. But this time he is not with both hands, but with one hand. Jiraiya Trio 3 is still there. When in doubt, Naruto's shadow clone stretched out his hands. Then, under their astonished eyes, a one chakra ball slowly formed. Between the numbers. A chakra ball with Rule 1 has been presented in front of everyone, and Tsunade and others also clearly saw the high-speed spinning chakra inside. Immediately after, Naruto slammed the open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket in his hand on a big tree beside the Tsunade three people in astonished eyes. ZZ. Bang! With the sound of ZZ, everyone could clearly see that the originally completely damaged tree had formed a huge spiral hole. Next second, the tree lost its strength and broke and fell. Boom! With this loud noise, the Tsunade three recovered from their astonishment. No doubt that Naruto has mastered the Rasengan ninjutsu. What they thought was almost impossible, has now miraculously happened. After some consternation, Tsunade's eyes fell on Tokiyu's body involuntarily. Because they knew that Naruto's achievements must have something to do with Shiyu. At the same time, they also knew that the three of them were tricked by Shiyu. Yesterday, the latter deliberately reminded them to watch Naruto's practice. Although they knew the answer, they were not angry. Because it's not something to be angry about, it's their own curiosity to blame. Jiraiya was quite shocked to see Naruto use his clone to complete the cohesion of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. He did not expect that Shiyu would be able to come up with such a method. The 3 steps were completed with 3 hands, which undoubtedly reduced the difficulty of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket to a minimum. This method, even he didn't think of it. Jiraiya said after a brief period of surprise. Tsunade, I didn't lie to you, I said he would definitely be able to do it. But you obviously didn't say that yesterday. What I said yesterday, I don't even remember exactly. Jiraiya started to play dumb. No way, who told him to doubt Shiyu yesterday? Bad woman, did you see it? I have learned this ninjutsu, you lose. After hearing Naruto's words, Tsunade realized that her bet with Naruto was also lost, although she was a little unwilling. But how can she be willing to admit defeat? Tsunade is not the kind of person who can't afford to lose. And the reason why she bet with Naruto with a necklace is because she sees the shadow of her brother, Senju Nawaki, in her body. The two are very similar, both in appearance and sex. And that's one of the reasons why Jiraiya brings Naruto everything. Jiraiya hopes that Naruto can awaken Tsunade's fighting spirit again and let her find her former self. Master Tsunade, that necklace is Shizune, if you lose, you lose. Tsunade drank lightly, then took off the necklace hanging from his chest and put it on Naruto's neck. Little devil, you won. I admit that you do have the qualifications to become Hokage. Tsunade, who had finished speaking, looked at Tokyo, and after staring at the latter for a long time, he said. It seems that I really underestimate you. Maybe as Jiraiya said, you have a talent beyond the 4th Hokage but my medical ninjutsu is not so easy to learn. What can I do? There are several people in Konoha's hospital bed. What? Success or failure, you have to bite the bullet and give it a try, it's better than sitting still. Shiyu pretended to be helpless. In fact, these are all his excuses, he just wants to learn Tsunade's medical ninjutsu. Moreover, he is very interested in the Shikatsu forest, the fairyland. It is also extremely yearning. For your so much intention, I decided to teach you personally. After all, some ninjutsu can only be obtained with written knowledge. What Tsunade said is true, medical ninjutsu can be learned, but Tsunade's decades of treatment experience. Undoubtedly a huge treasure. Since the latter have all taken the initiative to propose, then don't do it in vain. Big sheep. Tsunade's hands-on teaching, absolutely no loss. You are sure? Tsunade, always do what I say, but you only have 5 days. How much you can learn depends on your ability. Others, you can read the book yourself. 5 days. Shiyu murmured, and then said, Grandma Tsunade, the time you asked for has been locked within a week from the day before yesterday to now, there must be something hidden in it. You think too much. Oh yes, Shiyu responded lightly and continued, if I guessed correctly, Orochimaru will come to you in 5 days. When Shiyu said this, both Tsunade and Shizune were stunned. Because they never thought that Shiyu would be able to think of this, it was completely unexpected to them. At this moment, they had to admit that Shiyu was always smart. Tsunade didn't deny it. It's none of your business. Wrong, this has a lot to do with us. Shiyu denied it and continued, since you already know that Orochimaru killed the 3 generations, you must also know Orochimaru's determination to destroy Konoha. And he came to you, a medical expert, for only one purpose, and that is to ask you to heal his hands. If his hands were healed, it would be a disaster for Konoha, and you're an accomplice in making it happen. Jiraiya already knew what Shiyu said, but now that Shiyu has made it clear, he also did not forget to add one more sentence. Tsunade, I don't know what deal you made with Orochimaru. But I hope you don't agree to him, because the person who betrayed Konoha is my Jiraiya's enemy. The meaning of Jiraiya's words is already obvious at this point. If Tsunade agreed, he wouldn't remember his old relationship and would kill the betrayal himself, but he obviously didn't want that to happen. After all, Tsunade was the woman she loved the most in her life. Tsunade, who heard the words, fell into deep thought, and when Shiyu saw this, he continued. Grandma Tsunade, as a medical ninja, are you willing to sacrifice the lives of two innocent people? When Shiyu said these words, it was undoubtedly a shocking dynamite, which made Tsunade and Shizune's hearts turn in shock. Nothing else, Shiyu already knew about the deal between them. At this moment, Shizune chose to remain silent. Seeing this, Jiraiya on the side asked. Shiyu, do you know something? According to my analysis, there is only one condition that can impress Grandma Tsunade. Shiyu responded with a sound, and then said, the lecherous immortal, you should remember how Orochimaru summoned the first Hokage and second Hokage. Jiraiya, who heard the words, was stunned for a while, and said in shock, Shiyu, what do you say? If nothing else, Orochimaru used the forbidden technique, impure world reincarnation, developed by second-generation Hokage, to negotiate terms with Grandma Tsunade. As for the reason, lecherous fairy, you should know better than me. As soon as Shiyu said this, Tsunade and Shizune's hearts suddenly trembled. Because there is nothing wrong with Shiyu's analysis. 5. Please download Feifei. Chapter 118 stunned Tsunade and Shizune. Looking at Tsunade and Shizune's expressions, Jiraiya was already sure that they were inseparable. Although he could understand Tsunade's thoughts, he would never allow Tsunade to save Orochimaru. Tsunade, I hope you don't make any stupid decisions. Jiraiya reminded, and then said, and for the next time, I will not let you out of my sight. Jiraiya's tone has a hint of % warning. For this result, it is also what Shizune wants to see. I have my measure. Tsunade responded with a sound, then turned and walked away. Obviously, she knew this was something she couldn't agree to, but she couldn't let go of open black lens bracket Kato Dan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Senju Nawaki close black lens bracket. For this scene, only Naruto was stunned, because he had no idea what was going on. The next day, Shiyu officially began to learn medical ninjutsu with Tsunade, 2,200 inches. He was also ordered to monitor the latter. Tsunade and Shizune were not optimistic about Shiyu before they started studying. After all, not everyone can become a medical ninja, and the first prerequisite is to have young attribute chakra. Shiyu, release your chakra for me to see. Needless to say, Tsunade wanted to see if Shiyu had the potential to become a medical ninja. Hearing this, Shiyu didn't talk nonsense. He slammed the palm of his hand, and then a golden chakra condensed from his palm. Seeing this scene, Tsunade and Shizune were shocked at the same time. What a pure chakra! Since everyone's physical condition is different, the condensed chakra can be roughly divided into two types. Pure and evacuate. Pure means that the concentration of chakra is high. Evacuation means that the concentration of chakra is low. Because of these two kinds of surprises in chakra, the tolerance that everyone exerts, the strength of the technique will vary from person to person. At the same time, you can also see the level of chakra in a person's body. The more pure the chakra, the higher the chakra in the person's body. And vice versa. After being stunned for a while, he said immediately, Shizune, go and perceive his chakra attributes. This, Shizune nodded, and immediately placed his jade hand on top of the chakra released by Shiyu. After some perception, a look of astonishment appeared on his face. No doubt that, because of her investigation, Shiyu turned out to be the owner of multi-attribute chakra. She herself has 3 types of chakras including young attribute chakra, but she found that Shiyu has several types of chakras in addition to these 3 types of chakras. Since she doesn't have the chakras of those attributes, it is impossible to judge how many chakras Shiyu has. But what is certain is that there are at least 3 types. After being slightly shocked, Shizune also wanted to tell Master Tsunade he has young attribute chakra. Oh, is the kid lucky? Shizune, you first teach him how to control an young attribute chakra. The human body has chakras of various attributes, and before the nature transformation of master attribute chakra, it is impossible to condense chakras in a direction. Usually it is agglomerated at will. The so-called directional agglomeration is, you want to use whatever chakra you want to use to create whatever chakra, and this process must be practiced. As long as the master method is used, there will be no waste of chakra. The prerequisite for learning medical ninjutsu is to learn to control young attribute chakra and master its nature transformation. Only in this way can targeted treatment be given to the injured. From Tsunade's point of view, the question of whether Shiyu can master young attribute chakra within 5 days. Generally, the talented penultimate can be mastered in 3 days, but if the talent is average or extremely poor, it is estimated that it will take 10 days and a half months, or even longer. As for the so-called guidance teaching, it depends on whether Shiyu has this talent. If not, I can't blame her, she has already done her best. Shiyu said, Grandma Tsunade, I have already learned this. The use of master's various attributes of chakra is simply a piece of cake for Shiyu, whose talent has been increased by 100 times. Not only does he control the young attribute chakra, he is also a master for the nature transformation of this chakra attribute. You have learned. Tsunade was surprised. Shiyu nodded, and then the color of the chakra in his hand began to change, from the previous golden color to green. Seeing this scene, the two were completely stunned. This hand undoubtedly told Tsunade and Shizune that he had mastered the change in the temperament of young attribute chakra. Only the master can transform young attribute chakra into a green chakra, with a symbol of life. As a medical expert, Tsunade has been in contact with many medical ninjas, but he has never been taught by such a monstrous teacher as Shiyu, so he directly mastered the nature transformation of young attribute chakra, simply too pervert. Why Tsunade became suspicious. Little devil, have you learned medical ninjutsu before? To Tsunade's question, Tokiyu shook his head. Could this kid really be a genius once in a century? At this moment, Tsunade and Shizune could only have this idea in their hearts, and only this possibility could explain everything in front of them. If that's the case, let's go straight to the topic. Words fell. Tsunade asked Shizune to go to the hotel to recruit a half-dead fish. Shiyu, try to heal him. Oh. Shiyu nodded and walked towards the half-dead fish. Tsunade and Shizune thought that even if Shiyu's talent was strong, it would take at least half a day to heal him. After all, the first contact with medical ninjutsu will definitely take some time to explore. However, within a few seconds of Shiyu's chakra contact, the fish jumped up and down. This scene made the two of them dumbfounded. They knew that Shiyu's talent was very pervert, but they didn't expect the latter to have pervert to such an extent. The unbelieving Tsunade asked Shizune to find a rabbit with a broken leg, but the result remained unchanged. He was cured by Shiyu in less than a few seconds. Immediately after. It's all kinds of injuries. 5 potential animals, because the situation is more serious, so it took a little longer, but none of them were able to beat Shiyu. At this moment, Shizune was finally no longer calm. Tsunade-sama, Tokiyu is too powerful. No wonder Shizune was so shocked, because in just 1 hour, Shiyu had learned everything he had learned in the previous month. Not to mention Shizune, even Tsunade, who was respected as the strongest medical ninja in the ninja world, couldn't be as good as before. So peaceful. Little devil, come with me. Where are you going? Shiyu asked. Hospital. Voice fell. The three of them headed towards the nearest hospital in Short Book Street. Jiraiya and Naruto, who were watching Tsunade outside the hotel, were also puzzled when they saw this. Lustful immortals, where are Shiyu and the others going? How do I know? Voice fell, and the two also followed. Chapter 119 Practice, 100 Heroes Technique. On this day, a shocking news broke out in Wuyuan town. That's it, a medical ninja. Turned out, Short Book Street, all patients in a hospital, as long as they are not incurable patients, are all discharged in this collective. Because they were cured by a young man. Undoubtedly, this young man is Shiyu. And the residents of Wuyuan town are just shocked that there is this genius, medical ninja boy. Born out of nowhere, but they didn't know that today was Tokiyu's first exposure to medical ninjutsu. So, the most shocking is Tsunade and Jiraiya 4. They know that Shiyu's talent is very evil, but they didn't expect that the evil has reached this level. Not only is he amazing in the attainment of ninjutsu, but he is also a rare peerless genius in medical. Although it is said that Tsunade's teaching is indispensable in this, it also needs to have enough talent. Otherwise, it's all in vain. But this is only one of the shocking Tsunade and others. The second is Shiyu's amazing chakra. There is no fatigue at all. On the contrary, his spirit is abnormally excited. Anyway, Tsunade and the others have never seen such a person at this age. This is no longer a genius, this is simply a monster. It was also at this moment 26 that Tsunade and Shizune finally understood why Jiraiya said that Shiyu's talent is more evil than 4th Hokage. At the same time, they also understood why Hiyu dared to make such a bet. They knew, even if Tsunade didn't teach it. With Shiyu's talent is pervert, I'm afraid it won't be long before he can be a teacher, and there is no problem even if he is better than Blue. However, this is just the beginning. In the next few days, Tokiyu will learn all the medical ninjutsu that Tsunade will know all his life. This result made Tsunade and Shizune completely bewildered. Even open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket was no exception. That moment, how lucky Jiraiya was. He was glad that he was smart and didn't give all the means to Shiyu at once. Otherwise, not only would he have no way to extract the content of The Legend of the Golden Lotus from Shiyu's mouth, he would probably not be Shiyu's opponent. However, what he could never have imagined was that he was no longer Tokiyu's opponent. The reason why Tsunade gave all of his life's learning to Tokiyu was because she was on top. She felt that Shiyu could not be able to do everything, but she was wrong. Although she had been teaching slowly, on the 4th day, she had nothing to teach. The only remaining means is his ultimate trump card, 100 Heroes Technique. Also known as Ninja Creation and Regeneration. However, this move is nothing but the passive of open black lens bracket Hashirama close black lens bracket. Today is the 5th day. Admit defeat, Tsunade found Tokiyu again, and directly grabbed the nest. When she squatted in front of Shiyu, the distance made Shiyu really feel what is majestic and what is magnificent. Shiyu slowly stretched out his head, and Tsunade, who was close at hand, said calmly. Grandma Tsunade, you're looking for me this early in the morning. I have another trick that you will never learn. What trick? Shiyu rode. That's it. Between the words, Tsunade pointed to a blue mark on his forehead. With a confident look on his face. In her opinion, Shiyu would never be able to learn this trick. That blue mark is called the 100 Heroes Seal, which is a kind of seal condensed by sealing techniques. Name, open black lens bracket yin seal close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket yin seal close black lens bracket, is a woman, unique ninjutsu, created by open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito close black lens bracket, and inherited by Tsunade. Today's ninja world, Tsunade is the only one who can master this ninjutsu. Look at the 100 Heroes seal on Tsunade's head. Shiyu naturally also guessed Tsunade's intentions. He guessed that Tsunade would definitely not be able to bear it, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. Now Shiyu already has a elementary sage body, and the creation regeneration for the 100 Heroes technique is no longer necessary. But this ninjutsu not only has the ability of creation and regeneration, but also can greatly improve one's own strength. This point, Shiyu thinks it's good. But the problem is that although the 100 Heroes technique can be practiced by both men and women, the yin seal is a woman's exclusive sealing technique. If a man wants to practice this ultimate mystery medical ninjutsu, it is necessary to develop a sealing technique suitable for men. Moreover, it should be similar to yin seal. This is undoubtedly a very difficult thing, because most of the medical ninjutsu in the ninja world all are women. Male ninjas are warlike and rarely become medical ninjas. Exclamation mark. Unless your own talent is very defying, but there are only a handful of ninjas like this, and no such person has ever appeared in the development of the ninja world. Maybe there is, but it may be buried among ordinary people. As for the poor talent, just be an ordinary medical ninja, and it is impossible to become a top medical ninja. Not to mention the development of such a powerful sealing technique, similar to yin seal. Now, I have 100 times the blessing of the day, maybe I can give it a try. After the thought flashed through his mind, Shiyu also said, Grandma Tsunade, before you learn this ninjutsu, can you promise me one thing first? What's the matter? Tsunade rode. If you don't step back a little, I'm afraid I'm going to suffocate. Hearing Shiyu's words, Tsunade's old face suddenly turned Yuhi. In his eyes, Shiyu was just a teenager, so she didn't think about it at all. I don't mind, you shy little brat. I'm not shy, it's just that your scale is too big, I can't bear it. Is it that exaggerated? Tsunade weighed it between the words, but it was this weight that hit Shiyu's face directly. It was called cool. Possibly, indeed. Tsunade also hurriedly stood up from Tokiyu's body. At this time, Shizune, Jiraiya and others also arrived one after another, but unfortunately they missed the wonderful drama just now. Under some questioning, Jiraiya and the others also knew why Tsunade appeared in Tokiha's room early in the morning. But it was also because of this answer that both Jiraiya and Shizune were startled. Master Tsunade, that ninjutsu is not only for women. Shizune. However, before Shizune could finish speaking, Tsunade stopped him. Shizune has followed Tsunade for many years, and naturally knows that this 100 heroic art needs to be used in conjunction with yin seal. And yin seal is a sealing technique that only women can use. Exclamation mark. Seeing Tsunade's eyes, Shizune clearly understood the latter's intentions, and could only hold dolphin. Stand quietly by the side. Jiraiya knew that Tsunade had such a ninjutsu, he did not know the conditions for learning this ninjutsu. As for Naruto, he is completely a melon eater. In his eyes, nothing can beat Shiyu. Please download Feifei. Chapter 120 Transform the Yin Seal. Shiyu got up from the bed, everyone had breakfast together. The teaching of 100 Heroes is just beginning. Shiyu, this technique is the ultimate meaning of medical ninjutsu, and it is the result of my long-term research. I named it 100 Heroes Technique. In today's ninja world, only I can use it. If you can even learn this trick, then I will completely succumb to you. Hearing Tsunade's words, Shiyu still looked lazy. If I learn how to say it. If you want to learn, I will unconditionally promise you one thing. Tsunade was extremely confident in her words, because in her opinion, it was impossible for Shiyu to learn the 100 hero technique. After all, the yin seal is very important. If this crucial step cannot be solved, it is impossible to condense the 100 heroes seal. Can only be said that this bet was a dead end from the beginning. Jiraiya was heartbroken after hearing Tsunade's promise, but unfortunately the opponent of the latter's bet was not him. Unconditionally, you were sure? Of course. Tsunade affirmed, then said, however, the time limit is only 1 day. If you learn it after a day, even for more than a second, my promise is void. Hearing Tsunade's words, Jiraiya and the others were stunned. Tsunade herself said that this 100 Heroes Jutsu is the ultimate ninjutsu created by her whole life, and it is absolutely impossible to learn it easily. Even if Shiyu's talent is extremely evil, it is impossible to learn it in 1 day. Therefore, open black lens bracket Jiraiya close black lens bracket cannot help but say, Tsunade, your conditions are too harsh. There's nothing harsh, and I didn't ask him to promise anything. Moreover, if he learns this ninjutsu in the future, it can also become a means of saving his life. Words. Jiraiya thought for a while and felt that this is indeed the truth. It seems that this bet is profitable regardless of whether he wins or loses. However, Jiraiya didn't think about Tsunade's intention for a while, but he didn't think about it doesn't mean Shiyu didn't think of it. Shiyu knew that Tsunade had a high probability of going back to Orochimaru tomorrow, so this was undoubtedly her last gift to Shiyu. As for whether he can become a master or not, it depends on Tokiyu's own fortune. From Tsunade's point of view, with Shiyu's talent, he will definitely be able to develop a sealing technique, similar to Yin Seal in the future, so as to pass on her 100 Heroes technique. Because she herself doesn't know what the outcome will be after tomorrow, not so much that she is arguing with Shiyu now, but that she doesn't want to let her lifelong efforts be buried with her, and even disappear from now on. This is the fundamental reason why she gave Shiyu all these days. She said it was not necessary, but her body was honest. How can you not accept this kind of business that is sure to make a profit? They accepted this bet. A flash of excitement flashed in Shiyu's heart between the words, because this bet would do him no harm at all. Contrary, his success rate is quite high. After all, he is a man with 10,000 times the talent bonus. But as for whether he can develop a sealing technique similar to Yin Seal in 1 day, Shiyu is not 100% sure. For unknown things, at least 1% of the impossible probability must be left. After Shiyu nodded, this bet is also in full swing. First of all, Tsunade explained to Shiyu the principle of the 100 Heroes technique. Secondly, she also said that the premise of using the 100 Heroes technique is to learn a sealing technique, Yin Seal. As for learning this sealing technique, in order to condense the seal of 100 heroes. In fact, Shiyu understands these principles. But Shiyu couldn't say it. He could only listen to it silently. Tsunade finally started teaching after finishing the brief introduction of the 100 Heroes art. And this first step is, open black lens bracket Yin Seal close black lens bracket. Shiyu, what I want to teach you now is open black lens bracket Yin Seal close black lens bracket, which is the key to practicing open black lens bracket 100 Heroes technique close black lens bracket. This sealing technique is different from other sealing techniques. It needs to be adjusted according to each person's physical condition. So, my method of condensing the 100 Heroes seal will definitely suit you. Tsunade knew that open black lens bracket Yin Seal close black lens bracket can only be used by women, so he said that on purpose. The purpose is to prevent Shiyu from getting into the horns. If Shiyu doesn't know the crux of the problem, it is impossible for him to practice this 100 Heroes technique in his lifetime. Immediately after, Tsunade also demonstrated the Yin Seal technique and explained some details to Shiyu. Immediately after, Shiyu immediately immersed in the understanding of Yin Seal, he saw if he could develop a new sealing technique. Seeing Shiyu's eyes closed, he was silent. Although he didn't know what Shiyu was doing, Tsunade was too embarrassed to interrupt him when he saw Shiyu's serious face. 5 minutes later. Of course, when Time opened his eyes again, there seemed to be a ray of golden light in his eyes, and then the corners of his mouth rose slightly. If nothing else, he has successfully comprehended a sealing technique, similar to yin seal. _ Because of this, Shiyu secretly murmured in his heart. Quote. Expected of 10,000 times the talent, in just 1 minute, I will develop a new sealing technique. Of course, Shiyu was able to develop a sealing technique so quickly. Is inseparable from the way Tsunade told him that yin seal on the basis of a technique is completely easy for the current Shiyu. In these 5 minutes, Shiyu not only realized a new sealing technique. So simple. He has already mastered the 100 hero technique. Seeing Shiyu open his eyes, Tsunade couldn't help but ask. How about it, isn't it difficult? In Tsunade's view, Shiyu definitely failed this time. After all, he developed a new sealing technique. But overnight. There is no comparison between developing ninjutsu and learning existing ninjutsu. The latter only needs to have enough talent, but the former requires time in addition to talent. The creation of a ninjutsu needs to be divided into 3 steps: inspiration, development, perfection. Any ninjutsu development needs to go through these 3 steps, which is undoubtedly a long process. As Tsunade's voice fell, both Jiraiya and Naruto locked their eyes on Tokyo, waiting for the latter's answer. If it were anyone else, they would definitely not have any expectations. But Shiyu is different. The latter has created so many miracles for them that they can't help but hold a glimmer of hope for the almost impossible. But Tsunade and Shizune were determined because they already had the answer in their hearts. While the 4 of them were waiting, Shiyu's voice also sounded. It's not difficult, right? I've learned. As soon as these words came out, the scene immediately exploded. Especially Tsunade and Shizune, both of them felt like they were about to break out of their cages because of the excitement of the mountains in front of their chests. Seen that their inner mood at the moment. Because in their opinion, this is absolutely impossible.